I just thought it was funny now to just not start. And Tyler keeps yelling, "We're rolling."
Listen, Martin will kill you.
I know. All right, boys. So we watched Pirates of the Caribbean: Dead Man's Chest.
YARR!
The second movie.
YARR.
I guess before we go, Ty, how did you feel about the movie?
Oh, it was pretty good. I don't know why they did it like that. I know they filmed it back to back, but the first movie was so fantastic. And then this one just like felt like, man, I can't wait for the thing to happen. Oh, it's over. Okay.
All right.
wait another
what
year.
do you think?
I enjoyed this movie. I enjoyed the first one. I enjoyed this one. The third one was a great continuation of this one. I block out the haters.
What are you, a future man?
He blocked out the haters.
I block out the haters.
This is
Joe.
2006.
Joe, how do you feel about
As-
this 2006 masterpiece?
As a resident of the time and space of 2006, and having just gone to my local cinema to buy a ticket for Pirates of the Caribbean: Dead Man's Chest, I have to say, peak. This is peak cinema, peak fiction. How did they do it? Gore Verbinski, Johnny Depp, you've done it again.
I'm right there with you. I think this movie was great, but Nico, how do you feel about this? I heard you might have had some discomfort.
Well, I'm Nico now.
Nico.
I hate the movie.
He's so disgusted by this movie, he can't even speak. It's literally impossible for him to get the words out of his
Well,
mouth. He's got the black spot on his throat.
I think that Casablanca is a better movie than this.
At least you didn't say Gone with the Wind.
Ooh,
That movie sucks.
like an East of Eden looking ass.
I'm Nico now. Mm-hmm.
All right, well, since Nico has become an oil baron,
Oop.
Nico.
No, we'll get him one day. He's in the well somewhere.
Nico, whose mic was previous working, has just posted in our group his mic is not working.
No, he was
Yeah, I
talking.
think-
This is the day you almost caught Captain Nico Sparrow.
Nico's been doxxed yet again.
Is this why
That's his-
Nico's
that's his
always
last-
in
Yeah.
far-flung lands and shit? Because he's he's too busy following a compass that goes nowhere and
Yes.
escaping the British Navy.
Aren't we all really just
and-
following a compass that goes nowhere in life?
So true,
Yeah.
brother. Also, I'm
You know-
getting away from that big-ass squid.
But what did Martin think about
Nobody
this?
truly knows what they want.
What did
Yeah,
Martin think
Martin,
about this bad boy?
How do you feel about this?
Yeah, this movie's fucking dog shit from an ass, my man. It's Spider-Man 3, but pirate version. There's 90 million things going on. It's 2.5 hours, and it should be like an hour and 15, maybe.
It's set to my PC's. Alright, whatever.
All right, well,
PC, you mean Pirates Caribbean? Arr.
all right, Nico.
Yeah,
How does not oil baron Nico feel about this movie?
These movies kind of blow.
Walk the plank!
They're really like this is like when everybody complains about the live action Disney movies. I mean, this is what set up that boring generic setup. I think these are some of the most boring generic movies.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Nico just hates pirates.
You know what, Emerald? Why don't you remind Nico how we got here? What happened in the other movie, The Far-Flung Land of a couple years ago or something?
Yeah, the
2003.
first one.
Yeah.
So, quick recap. Main character Elizabeth Swann, child, witnesses a shipwreck, sees ominous dark ship leave in the fog. They find a small child. Hard cut to many years in the future. She is engaged to man.
Cut
And,
that.
Bruv.
Oh, Bruvman.
Oh, I get why Martin hates this movie now. Go on.
Oh, too much, bro.
No, it's good. We hate
Cut
The
that.
what? The what?
the bird. The bird.
All right, can I put the recap on 10 times speed?
Yeah, can we- yeah, let's- Yeah, Yeah, Zumas.
Important night. Lady is abducted by pirates because they think she is the small boy from the beginning of the
YARR.
movie.
Oh my goodness.
Turns out that they are cursed because of Aztec
YARR.
gold. They cannot die. They become skeletons in the moonlight. They
Oh,
cannot eat. So they don't want to live like that anymore. So they need the blood of everybody who was there when they stole the gold in the first place, which includes the young man's father, but they killed him by tying him to a cannon and throwing him in the ocean.
Yum.
YARR.
So a chase ensues as the young lad has feelings for the girl, steals a ship with Captain Jack Sparrow. They chase, they fight, they finally break the curse. They kill the main villain, Captain Barbossa. He is dead. His pirates are no longer skeletons. And they fall in love and are engaged.
Woohoo!
Yay!
You think any of them grew up to become Skeleton Benjamin?
Ooh.
That might be in the fourth one that nobody watched, even though it
Well,
was
that's
one
why
of the
their
highest
signature is
grossing films of all
T-Bone.
time. Huh?
That's why their signature is the T-Bone.
Ain't no stopping me now. Get stock, man. Who? Ha!
And now he can be stopped. And that's
Okay.
what this movie's about. So, despite half of the crew here thinking this movie is shit from an ass, this was #1 in the box office from 2006. And this movie
That's
went
crazy.
absolutely crazy insano. Everyone loved this fucking movie.
No, they didn't.
Oh, everyone's
Wild
seen
box
this
office
movie.
success. Incredible critic.
So
Not
this
that we
movie-
should trust critics, but they
No,
like
but
Well, we got the cinema
Look,
snob
this-
on the pod. We got to
well,
trust
look,
him.
this movie blew
It's
the
true.
doors off of the Da Vinci Code, Ice Age: The Meltdown, Casino Royale. Guys, it didn't even beat Cars. Like,
The other Disney property, yeah.
Ow!
None of those movies are as bad as this one, though.
Brew
took
and
down
Real
Cars. That's
Brother.
fucking friendly fire right there.
Is Happy
so-
Feet better, Nico?
What? Happy Feet is better than this, yeah.
Oh
what
my
about Night at the
god.
Museum?
Dude, all these movies are.
Superman Returns,
Well-
say it.
You know what, guys? This does kind of make sense, right? Because Dead Man's Chest has an approval rating of 53%, so it's a real hit or miss with people. However, at that year, it was the highest grossing film of all time, and it still sits at number 42 of
That's
all of the
crazy.
highest grossing films of all time. And
I
it's
mean-
a coin flip of a movie, which is pretty
Yeah.
wild.
I mean, think of it this way: it's like Avatar. Like, everybody
Good movie.
saw it, but how many people are gonna say it's their favorite movie?
You guys want to know a fun fact? I never seen Avatar.
I never seen Avatar. as well.
Avatar's a dog shit movie.
How did
No shot. I
Avatar
thoroughly
is-
enjoy that movie.
Yeah, Avatar's fine to good. Also, this
Okay.
movie made me hit or miss, made me hit my fucking pillow, and I'm an hour and a half in, and there's still an hour left of this dog shit.
Yeah,
Oh, no.
2.5 is a lot to ask for.
It's okay. The third one's
For
2
an
hours and
audience.
50.
To see a sequel to a movie that we know is not the finish. Like as soon as you sat in the thing, you knew, okay, I have to come back here next year.
I don't think that's
Yeah.
true.
Buy a ticket.
I think they didn't know that, and that's why people were mad about it.
Oh, it was the sudden realization that
Yes,
this was just
yeah.
part one.
I think the reason why a lot of people were negative on it was the fact that it was a cliffhanger for another movie, but they didn't because the last one was 3 years prior, 2003.
Yeah.
So they're like,
Yep.
oh, I can't wait another 3 years. Luckily enough, they shot these back to back. So
Yeah, you know,
That
I
means
think
that was
that's-
always the plan.
yeah, it was always the
Ooh.
plan.
Yeah. I think that's why I like it though. Is I like movies that are just long and have all of the setup and then pay off eventually, like Blade Runner or whatever. Like I don't know. I think all of the stuff that this sets up was worth the time. But
The Pirates franchise, before Disney got a hold of Marvel entirely, was their best action and violent franchise for older audiences.
oh yeah.
But
Yeah, this
So,
is
it-
their
it
better
was-
and better.
it was good.
But they could
Well,
also
yeah.
sell the kids.
Exactly.
Until 4 and 5.
And that's what brings in some of the cultural influence that this movie has as a whole. was this movie at its core was like the core belief beyond like, okay, we have a new property. This is how we should start making like rides and merch and everything. This movie really kicked off Disney's like new era of how to monetize around a movie and make a universe.
Yeah. And it was based off some like weird like lore too. Like that ride is so bizarre. I don't know if anyone rode that. Anyone been to Disney World at the point? Anybody?
Nope. I'm not allowed.
I was terrified to go on it because I hate dark rides.
Hey, as someone who's really tall, me too. Because I'm in constant fear I'm gonna break my head and die.
Yep. So. And then you get the fucking songs that don't stop, and you get stuck, and you go, oh no, get me out of here. I don't want to be stuck in here.
Fun fact on that: sometimes Johnny Depp just showed up. And
oh my god!
Yeah, if you didn't know, there were times where Johnny Depp would have them wheel the animatronic like away of him, and then he would just act and hang out in the ride when it was new.
Scariest
because he was bored and had nothing else to do.
I rode the ride. Johnny Depp was there, killed me, said he was Jack Sparrow, laughed, and everyone laughed too.
Ha 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 ha.
Ha ha ha.
That is definitely me when the Jack is Sparrow.
Me when the Jackie Paro. But no, this movie, well, really the whole franchise, but this is when it picked up big steam, of course, by all the $1.06 billion it made.
So crazy. I know. I got future scrolls telling me that the fourth one made about the same.
Yeah, which is nuts.
But
and
not the third one.
Considered nearly a failure at that point.
Not the third one. The fourth one.
The fourth one, yes.
Yeah, for whatever reason. You would think that everyone went to go see the
theorize, because I'm sitting in 2006, that Ian McShane and Salma Hayek will be on the fourth one.
You got the scrolls?
Crazy.
Plans could change, but, you could see. Look, we know I've been blessed with the Moon Mother. And the moon is, at least in the first one, is a very important force.
Hell yeah.
Due to the Aztec curse, but...
Are you a skeleton?
I'm just saying. No, I hope not.
Okay.
I like eating the apple.
I got the apple.
But yeah, no, these films popularized pirates, or at least threw them back into being something that people care about in pop culture.
Yeah.
Which I never really considered, but I feel like growing up, like pirates were always like a thing. It was always like a theme, and it's probably because of this. Before that, I mean, who cared? Honestly. Pirates.
The only thing we had pirate-wise was fucking Treasure Island and all the different versions of that.
Oh god, I just had the movie.
Treasure Planet.
Let me go find the movie.
Treasure Planet. All 5 people that watch Treasure Planet.
Treasure Planet is a gem.
I agree, but nobody watched it.
Nobody watched it because they didn't. Because they fucked up on the advertising of it.
We can't let Emerald get into obscure cartoons.
Look, everyone instead thought it was Titan AE. I understand.
That's even more obscure.
do not get me started on Planet AE.
It's Titan AE.
Titan AE.
Oh
Sorry.
My goodness!
I'm gonna take you to Planet AE.
Now that everybody has been thoroughly fucking alienated by whatever the hell you're talking about.
Yeah. So, in looking up cultural impact or other things about this, I found some weird notes where, I guess Martin, I want to, or just really anyone, if you're dead, is a lot of people say that this movie created a new definition of piracy, where it defines piracy as people being rebellious as opposed to just being burglars and robbers. But historically, that was the case, where most of the pirates were weird Jacobin boys, and that's why they became pirates.
It sounds like it re-educated people into that's what pirates were.
Whoever's interpreting that is fucking wrong. This was always, this was the popular conception of piracy. I mean,
exactly.
The general history of the pirates. People thought they were cool based on the books, and usually they were just a bunch of fucking weird rapist dudes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Most of them ran slaves and stuff. The popular conception of pirates is much better than how most of them were.
Yeah, there were pirates here and there that were, quote-unquote, good guys. Arguably Blackbeard was okay because he was only racist to some people. But like,
also ran slaves though.
No, that's exactly it, right? Is he was like, hey, I think you're cool in particular. I'm going to allow you to do things. But by and large, ran slaves and was a bad guy.
You were on my ship now.
So
yeah, you can.
The gentleman pirate, I forgot his name.
Oh, Stead Bennett. Stead Bennett is the GOAT.
Yeah, unmatched.
Yeah,
So, if I may just expand further, it seems like what we're experiencing now in this movie and this like cultural return of like pirates and media is not so much a recreation of what they might have been like, but just dropping some aspects, and only a few, like rape and slavery, and they still maintain some historical perseverance. They didn't change much to display how the pirate of that time might have been.
I mean, I disagree, but
well, I don't know.
Yeah, tell us. Preach.
He refuses.
He refuses.
Well,
see that in that way he is free.
Yeah. Sorry, I blanked off. What was the question?
Is the portrayal is the portrayal of pirates in media pretty much how they were ex facto the slavery and rape? Is this movie a more accurate representation of how pirates were based on the books and how everyone thought they were cool?
Oh, like, is it similar to popular media?
Does popular media in the
Portray
current
pirates
age,
correctly.
during and after these pirates movies came out, did they preserve the spirit of the pirate?
Oh yeah, like the idealism of pirates, right?
I suppose I don't know what I'm asking anymore.
I guess are you asking, is it accurate to actual pirates, or does it convey the idealism of like the old pirate stories?
I guess I'm asking more the first one. Are the pirates we're seeing on the silver screen how they actually were?
No.
And then the second question.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, pirates were for the most part your typical just bandit likes. They weren't very gentlemen. I mean, it was a lot more cutthroat and mean, you know? I mean, again, they're businessmen, right? They're privateers. They're not exactly getting out jousting Holly or going on these grand adventures. They're stealing and killing most of the time.
Yeah, well, yeah, but also there was just a ton of downtime being a pirate where you were like, I don't know, guys, we're just gonna jack off in a pipe until we find a cool boat to go attack.
Yeah, I mean, being a pirate a lot of the time is pretty boring. You're just maintaining the ship and waiting for your next victims.
Yes, but you're free.
Not really.
Yeah,
you always be chased by the law.
You know who was? But so.
And they're not like displayed like at Pirates of the Caribbean. I mean, the law's actually somewhat smarter than that. I mean, they can be dumb here and there, but like, they get a good plan going. Those pirates are fucked usually.
I don't know. Martin, what's his face? Who was the guy who they kept paying money to fight the pirates and kept losing every fucking time?
And Woodes Rogers, also noted.
Yeah, Woodes Rogers. Absolute dumb idiot, but he did it at the end. So
he did. And like I said, it's not like they're prone to not doing dumb things. It's just like modern governments and police in the modern day. They have dumb plans all the time. 400 attempts to kill Fidel, none of them worked.
I don't think we have the time to go into Woodes Rogers, but I can post the 7-hour presentation I gave on this shit. And I don't know, Ty can link it in the fucking description or whatever. I'm not kidding. It took 7 hours. You can ask Joe, Emerald, and Dave. They were there.
It's true, and it was sick. I'm requesting Editor Ty make that expedited version of the PowerPoint.
Okay.
our video media. Watch long, read along.
Shout out
Yeah.
to Wide
Enjoy
China.
when we get to China. Thumbs up, big thumbs up.
Can we get a
Wide
like, comment,
China.
and subscribe in the comments below? If you watch this far, hit us with a Nico did it.
They also did a lot of, as you guys said, interesting things where they just like set up shots that will pay off in actually 9 hours of movie time from now. And like,
Yeah.
they went really hard at trying to make people look as icky as possible, which we will get into when we do the summary of the movie. But so I'm like, okay, the director Gore Verbinski, what is he up to at this point in time?
At this point,
the guy's name is Gore.
Yeah,
he's goring, dude.
He's goring, dude.
He's got a new movie coming out in the future, like about 20 years. Yeah, I know. It's a science fiction movie called "Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die." I can't believe this guy still exists in the future. I thought he would have been gone by now.
Well, he made $1 billion.
But
off this movie, right?
previously to Dead Man's Chest, we got the Weatherman with Nick Cage.
Yep.
Very bizarre ass movie. If you ever
Lone
watch it.
Ranger.
Lone Ranger. Oh, fucking Lone Ranger.
That's
in the future.
Yeah, I know.
Gore Verbinski is just infatuated with Johnny Depp.
It's
He
true.
really is.
Rango.
But also, yeah, Rango.
Rango.
Another future movie. No, Gore Verbinski got his, like, one of the first things I could find that he did was he did the music video for S&M Airlines for NoFX.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so like he did that, and then he also did music videos for Vicious Rumors, Bad Religion,
21st Century Digital Boy,
Crystal Method. Like, Gore Verbinski is a weird grunge man who ended up getting a contract to make Pirates of the Caribbean.
He did The Ring.
Yeah. No, he did The Ring. He did Mouse Hunt, which is a black comedy movie.
That movie's awesome. I love
Yeah,
Mouse
but
Hunt.
like, you just look at if you look at what he's done up until this point, I'm just left wondering, how did he get the bid to make
Probably The Ring.
a kids franchise for Disney?
Yeah, you're right.
Right? Like, everything he makes is grim dark in some way, except for like the Mexican, but that's also just like a weird alt like rom-com. So I don't know how he got here, but I think it's very interesting that he did.
I think there is quite an edge to the movie, especially with like a lot of people dying, like especially with the spoiler, the Kraken scene, and you see a lot of like disgusting things happen. You're like, wow, this is for kids.
Yeah, but like
PG-13.
Yeah, but it's Disney. Like Disney is like the stamp of this is for kids. And so like if I'm 10 years old and I go, Mom, I want to see a new Disney film, they're not going to be like, no.
Exactly. But that's what I mean, right? Is like this guy has made a bunch of weird grunge music videos and like The Ring and The Ritual, which this guy makes horror.
So
how did they decide to? Well, I know they want to make it vaguely spooky, but were they like, "Hey, we're going to bring you on board, but I need you to rein it in a little bit."
If it's really well, especially in the first one when all the like skeletons pop out, it was terrifying as a kid. Like, holy shit! Like,
we need you to bring it from an R to a PG-13.
YARR.
An R to a YARR, bleed.
R to a YARR.
So in 2008, they tried to get Gore to direct a BioShock movie.
Oh yeah, how'd that go?
It did not come out, but that would have been cracked to have this freak on. It would have been awesome, to be honest.
Look, they also tried to get him to make video games for the Xbox Kinect, and it didn't happen.
No.
By the way,
he was also supposed to make the Gambit movie.
About to make a name for himself right now, y'all.
What the fuck? He was supposed to make. He was seeking financial backing for Cattywampus, an animated film about cats in outer space. What the fuck, dude?
Yeah, no, he's like, Verbinski made, makes a bunch of horror films and also wanted to make Cattywampus, an animated feature about cats in space.
Oh my god.
They should have gave it to him, but now he's just like making a different thing in space. So
yeah,
whatever. Cattywampus, come back, please.
I haven't heard the word cattywampus since like elementary.
I could also go on a fucking tear about Jerry Bruckheimer, but there's so much to this guy. He produces literally everything.
Oh yeah, he's a producer.
He just
he was born
that's all
in
he does.
Detroit.
That's all he does is just produce stuff, and he just produced like Pirates, Bad Boys, National Treasure, Beverly Hills Cop, Top Gun, CSI, The Show, Armageddon, Black Hawk Down. There's like, how does he get on everything? Like, there's just go in his like his IMDb and just look, and you're like, oh, okay, he's just a part of like a shit ton of movies.
Yeah, dude, it all started with him. It all started with him doing a 1-minute ad spot for the Pontiac GTO, and then doing a commercial for Pepsi. And now he's here.
And then he did the Culpeper cattle. Whoa!
This man produced the shit out of that Pepsi commercial.
Bro.
Get him in movies.
He got the money. He says, "I want to see Jack Sparrow do the run," and they did the run for him. And he laughed. He went, "Hee." That's my Jerry Bruckheimer.
Martin and Nico. Jack Sparrow doing the run. How does he compare as a sex icon to V from V for Vendetta?
Not anywhere near as sexy.
Oh, come on, dude.
True and real.
As soon as I asked my wife this question, she looked at Jack Sparrow. As Jack Sparrow went in for a kiss, went no, and then he hit the baby girl eyes, and then he went, and then he walked away sassily, and she's like, okay. Yeah.
Yes, but then you have to realize that man is unwashed.
That's what
he is dingy. He is vinegar.
Do you think
unsexy?
Do we think V takes shower?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. With that bob, no way.
That bob, they got that. V has that shit pressed on for real.
Can we put Jack in the V mask?
He literally is diligent in his cleanliness, because otherwise they'd spot him in his stealth missions.
Ooh, too stanky.
Yeah, but like, hear me out. Have you seen anything Jack did? He just kind of like would steal everything behind people's backs. They didn't even smell him.
You know,
well, no, but
maybe that's just everybody smelled like.
Because everybody he's around just fucking smells.
Can we call up?
Or they're paralyzed by his stench.
Can we call up Death Battle and have them do a
well?
Jack
There is.
V
Hold on,
versus
because
Sassy Cop
stench battle.
There is a threshold to stink, because when
this is true,
Norrington was hired into the future in the movie, it was a bar fight, and then all the patrons of the bar threw Norrington into the pig trough.
Yes.
But he had still been hired by Jack, who Jack points out to him, you smell funny. So there is a threshold.
Do you think Jack's a part of that group?
It is somewhere between being on an island of cannibals being prepared to be eaten and getting thrown into a pig pen.
Yeah, but what if Jack believes in I can just not take showers and I'm healthier that way? You know, like Ashton Kutcher, Mila Kunis, you know.
Well, if you don't take a shower, that's fine, Ty. That's fine, but it doesn't make it right.
He might bathe, dude. He's in the water a lot.
I can't qualify that as bathing.
Yeah, the salt.
I don't know. We didn't see it in the movie.
That's all I'm saying.
All right, next Pirates movie, we need to have Jack Sparrow bathing, dude. We need to see it.
Jackie Bottom.
Just so we
Doesn't he get bathed in one of them unwillingly?
Probably.
I feel like that's in a trailer.
Well, doesn't the next one start with everyone in a bath to peer into the scrolls?
Yes. Yeah, I'm getting visions from the Moon Mother. Everybody's in China getting a bath at the beginning of the next movie.
I think the bath theory is over. I think he took a bath. He smelled fine.
Dude,
but
he didn't. 2027, when we get to 2007 in our time space, and we will. Not me, but somebody here will review the next one.
If it gets sponsored, of course. This is a sponsor. Yeah. WWE said, "Hey, go watch this movie," and we did.
Go watch this movie.
Jerry Bruckheimer gave Vincent Kennedy McMahon 40 doubloons. It said, "Hey, show our little poster, huh, buddy?" And then good boy little Vince, desperately trying to claw his way into the Hollywood media space, said, "Yes, okay, Jerry Bruckheimer, you are the better producer than I am, and always will be."
Just like
And
Jack
Jerry
Sparrow, I'm
patted
on the
his head
quest for
and said,
booty.
"That's right."
Puppies.
Yeah, Jerry Bruckheimer mogs the fuck out of Vince McMahon.
Hell yeah.
I just gotta say, he wishes he could pull off a shot where Captain Jack Sparrow is looking through a long guy telescope at Davy Jones from across the way, and then Davy Jones looks at him through the long guy and notices Jack looking at him, and then appears in front of him. He wishes. This man wishes he had the fucking budget for that, because some video graphics effects guy spent 6 months doing that shot specifically.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, look, we'll get there shortly. Don't you guys worry, because the movie happened. Okay, it has to start with a recap of how did we get here. It's raining. Everyone is sad. Elizabeth Swann and Will Turner were getting married as resolution of the first movie, but now that can't happen. Cutler Beckett is now a lord. This is relevant. I don't even remember him from the first movie. He was a dumb baby, probably. Emerald, do you know? Was this guy in the first movie?
He was
even?
not.
I don't remember. Okay, so he's just a character that is accepted that he didn't exist, but now he's cooler than he used to.
Yes.
Got it. Sweet.
No, hold on. Martin sent me his huge 101 total slides PowerPoint about how to be a pirate. This is crazy.
Yes.
Yeah, I wasn't fucking kidding.
This is nuts.
Yeah, and then he linked us a bunch of books, and then Nick and I went out and read several books about the golden age of piracy in preparation for our D&D. It was very important.
Shit, dude. I love it. Yeah, that's gonna be a part two.
Lie. Never fact check me.
This is good. I don't know. I just saw it and I went, "Oh, what the hell?"
I'm fucking saying, dude.
Yeah, can you do it like, you know how they have that meme of like cats lore and it's like all of ancient Egypt happening? Just make it pirates lore and it's just that slide whipping through as we talk.
But you didn't have to
I'll
cut me off.
I'll try my best.
Put the vibe of Gautier in it. But
At least
I
throw up the
digress.
saga of Woodes Rogers.
Oh yeah, you have to.
Okay.
It's like the last few slides are just him.
But the intro to this movie, it's raining. Elizabeth and Will Turner are getting arrested because this guy showed up and said, well, they helped Jack Sparrow. They are fugitives. Fuck their wedding. They are being arrested. I am from the East Indian Trade Company. They are now important. And then you go to the Pearl. You have Gibbs just singing 15 Men at a Dead Man's Chest, Yo Ho Ho, and a bottle of rum. Really on the nose here.
Hell yeah.
But they were like, hey, what's a pirate song? Add this one. Put it in. We've done it. And then it goes to a Lord of the Rings, like Hell Fortress, where there's people being tortured and like crows are eating their flesh and everything. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
What the fuck? And then men throw caskets into the water. A crow pecks on one of them. Jack Sparrow shoots it through the lid, blows it up, and goes.
Yeah, this crow getting no-scoped was crazy.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that. And then he rips a leg out of the coffin and then throws it back to his boat. And then, to establish the tone of the movie, Jack's crew is like, Jack, we are not getting treasure. You're just doing dumb fuck shit side missions. We're kind of tired of it. You need to tell us what you're doing.
Whatever actually happened in this fucking Mordor fortress is surely a much more interesting movie than anything that happens in this.
Absolutely.
I want to see that movie, nothing that happens here.
Yeah, I would like to see how Jack Sparrow got in and out of the fucking Mordor fortress.
Yeah, also, everyone at home. Again, this is like, it's a big medieval hell fortress that looks like the necromancer Sauron himself lives in it.
They got people in the gibbets. They're dragging a guy in there, kicking and screaming. It's on some weird cliff. Everything looks like it's made of obsidian. It's nuts. This was a better movie if they didn't feel like making.
Yeah, and also just to, we're going to throw it into the future here. The thing that Jack gets from this place is information on how to open the dead man's chest that has the heart of the devil of the ocean in. Why is that here? What the fuck is this place? I want to know. We never get to know.
We never get to know.
It wasn't in the first one.
No. It's crazy. And so then Jack Screw's pissed at him. And then he's like, don't worry, I got this. And he shows him it's a piece of vellum with a picture of a key on it.
It's a key.
There's no much better than that. It's a drawing of a key.
It is a drawing of a key.
What do keys do? And then
lock things?
And yeah, then it goes into, I just copied this whole line of text because this is one of a few things in the movie that I don't know why, I genuinely love just the dumb wit they give Jack Sparrow for no real reason.
He's an idiot savant.
And so his first mate Gibbs is like, and whatever this key unlocks inside is something valuable. And that's what we're setting out to find. And he goes, no, if we don't have the key, we can't open whatever it is. We don't have that. We don't have what it unlocks. So the purpose would be served in finding whatever it would need to be unlocked, which we don't have, without first having found the key, what unlocks it. And they're like, so we get the key. He goes, that doesn't make any sense. and then to set the scene, the crew is now just like, our Captain Jack Sparrow is no longer hunting for treasure, and he's being a weird freak. So this then sets the tone of strange. This then sets the tone for the rest of the movie of the crew not really being involved in what's happening and being confused the whole time. So,
all right.
Yeah. So I guess, how do you guys feel that we then know that the East Indian Company has shown up and they're trying to make a big money power play to get Will Turner to infiltrate Jack Sparrow to steal his magic compass?
I mean, that's the most predictable thing ever.
How?
Very corporate.
How so?
Yeah. Who else but the Dutch East India Company?
Well, this would be the Bruvish.
The Brevet.
Wait a minute. Did this guy watch the movie?
This guy didn't even
Well,
watch
no,
the
this
movie.
guy works on... He's like the...
call?
He's an in-between for the Bruvies and the East India Co.
Yeah, Nico does a lot of that.
Yeah, that's why Nico's always in like Atlanta and stuff.
Atlantis. He just didn't want to tell us.
But yeah, there's just you go.
That's all I got. Till next time.
What's up, Nico? What's up, Martin?
Oh,
what happened?
This was the day you almost caught Captain Nico Sparrow.
Caught her, Nico.
Nico decided it was time to play Call of Duty. Nico has abandoned us.
We caught him.
So we caught him. You caught him in the trap. So
he's playing Pirates of the Caribbean, the Xbox 360 video game. Because it's
Spoiling the
2006.
movie.
Oh, come on, man. Martin, tell us about... So, does it make sense that the East India Trade Company is trying to do any of these things? It has a baseline.
I mean, yeah, for sure. I would probably pin this as more of something the British actual government did, so the British East India Company, which I don't have the time to go into, but, was a corporation that wasn't technically the government, but then did become the government because they made a lot of money. So, effectively, the East India Company is doing something the government signed off on, though it's not yada yada anyway. But, just to get into the future, basically what the plan here is they're like, alright, Will, listen, here's the bit. We're going to give you, and Jack, if he wants it, something called a letter of marque, and also we want his compass. what a letter of marque is it makes you a privateer, which essentially is the government saying, hey man, you could be a pirate, but like you're gonna give us a cut of your stuff, and that makes you like legit like a force of the state or whatever. So basically what they would do is, because they couldn't actually, it was too expensive and they couldn't handle actually just killing all of these pirates a lot of the time, or it wasn't like worth their time at the moment. They would go, listen, man, we'll let you be a pirate, but go dick on like the French and Spanish instead of our stuff and give us like 20% of your money, and we'll give you the backing of the state. It's fine, and we're going to pardon you for all the bad shit you did. They, multiple times in real life, multiple governments would approach pirates like, all right, look, if you just say, hey, I did a bad, and you stop doing it, and you help us instead, or at least stop blowing up our personal ships, you're free and clear now. You're a new boy. Just please stop it.
Go fight Spain. Leave me alone.
And people would take them up on it quite a bit, and then like most of them would eventually just become actual pirates again. But like your Calico Jacks or whatever would actually go semi-legit, which just means you're doing all of the same things, running slaves, stealing all of that, but you're giving the Bruvs or the French or the Spanish some cut of it. They're like, all right, you're not a criminal.
Yeah, for the shonen fans at home, basically he wants Jack Sparrow to become a 7 warlord of the sea. And they're not having.
That's crazy.
They're not.
What would Captain Jack Sparrow's gum fruit hockey be?
Ooh.
What would Jack Sparrow do, huh?
Ooh, well, okay. Jack Sparrow definitely has powerful future sight hockey, which is how he always exists at the right place at the right time and doesn't ever get killed, except for when he does. But that's it. But also it was calculated. It's whatever.
It's different.
So,
also, Joe meant to say devil fruit. We know what he meant.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Jack Sparrow couldn't have a devil fruit power, I don't think. I think he's a hockey user. Jack Sparrow is the Shanks of this universe. We just have to understand that that's true.
Wish.
He's literally him. I'm sorry. Look, in this universe, who else? You know? Let's be honest. So... Beep, 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 beep.
Lord Cutler Beckett gives
Lord
Will
Multi-Butt.
the skinny. He's like, Will, go get the compass. Give this to Jack. I don't care if he takes it. I just want the compass. And then Will's like, look, I know you fucked on Elizabeth. We were just about to get married, so I'm going to do this for her. And Cutler responds in kind of like, okay, well then, step to it, dog.
Yeah,
they also promise that Will and Elizabeth will get off the hook in the same method. The letters of marque are given to Jack Sparrow. This is why Will's like, all right, fine, whatever. Leave me the fuck alone.
Yeah. And then you go back. So the whole beginning of this movie is, I think, a lot of good setup, which you might disagree, because we go from that back to Jack's ship. You see him fiddling around with this compass, keep spinning around. Jack Sparrow's upset that the rum's always gone because he drank the rum. Get it?
He drink
and
Yeah.
He go below deck to find the rum. And then there's a man made out of barnacles and water just down there. And it's like, oh, hey, it's me, Bootstrap Bill Turner.
Oh.
I've been here sent as an omen by Davy Jones to tell you that your time is up and you're about to be reclaimed by the Dutch, by the sea.
Your time's up, Jack. It's been 13 years.
I'm gonna have 8 children, and they're all gonna be clowns.
What?
I'm Bill Skarsgård.
Oh,
Scallon, that's Scallon. That's the dad.
I'm Scallon Skarsgård.
And then he
Bootstrap
rubs
Bill.
Jack's. He bootstraps Jack's handbill, says your time is up, and gives him the black spot, and then ethers away. Jack Sparrow looks worried as the ship suddenly is taking on many water below deck.
Yeah.
They get sorted out eventually, but then Jack loses his hat in the process and floats and floats and floats on.
It floats, Jack.
Until the next ship.
Yeah. Also, really quick, just part to point out how quote unquote weird Jack is being about all of this events. When his hat gets thrown overboard by the stupid monkey, then everyone's like, "Oh, turn around, get it," and he goes, "No, leave it. We have to go."
They all just look at him. It's like, what? Run.
Oh, we gotta go. We gotta go, dude.
Yeah, and then we end up going to a little Turkish fishing vessel that gets Jack's hat, and they go, "Ooh, I'm the captain." And yeah.
And then an ominous foreboding force gets shown swimming in the ocean, and then within seconds, their ship is just crumbled.
It's sick as hell.
It's sick as hell.
It is.
You have to imagine this is what might have happened visually to the Titan sub that was going to explore the Titanic.
Did they ever put in the controller?
Ooh, deep cut.
Come on.
No, the
dude.
Mad
ship
Cat's
gets, like,
controller was
fucking-
never recovered.
The fucking ship looks like it's stuck through a straw underwater. Just crunched up.
I think it's really interesting that they do it this way instead of establishing the Kraken is the Kraken. They really wait until the first 50 minutes of the movie to be like, "Oh yeah, it is the Kraken."
Yeah.
You thought.
I mean, no, they don't. But Bootstrap Bill says the Kraken's coming for you, brother.
I thought he referred to it just as the Leviathan of the deep.
Pretty sure
no,
he
it's
says the Kraken.
It's the Kraken, dude. I'm saying it correctly. And they're like, "No, you're not."
No,
Shut up.
A Scandinavian
shut up.
pronunciation, dude.
I say Kraken. No, you idiot. It's Kraken.
We're
He's the
not
Kraken.
there yet.
I don't care.
We still have another 5 hours of film.
Yeah.
Before we're even there.
No, wait, we're about to get there because this happens. Then you go to Will Turner, who's now doing the interview people montage. And that's in every detective film, where it's just is a person, presumably who's been asked, "Where's Jack Sparrow?" They say some bullshit that doesn't make any sense. It goes through 4 or 5 people.
Heard he was dead.
He's in Singapore. He'll turn up in Singapore. There's a couple ladies that if you find Jack, give him my message, and slap the fuck out of him.
Oh!
Yeah.
Ooh! And then a man who's like, "Ah, yes. I know where he is. He's where I get the long pork."
The
I
ship
can
with
take
the
it.
black sails.
I'm black.
And he takes them.
Can't say about Jack, but he go this way. There's a ship.
Oh my.
Black sails.
The black sails.
Long pork.
Long pork, yum yum yum.
He does say long.
Really
pork.
loves his long pork.
Yummy long pork.
Well,
And in taking him there, they refuse to go all the way to this island, which signals something is bad, but it doesn't. Yeah.
We see why later.
Yeah, tell us about it, Joe.
Yeah, his crewmate takes him out on a dinghy, but only takes him out halfway. He's yelling at him in French.
Yep.
He's like, good luck. Good luck. That's all he can say in English. So Turner jumps off and dives, and as we see the Black Pearl is here on the shore, anchored, stowed. I don't know what the term is.
Yeah,
for
it's been careened.
careened.
Yeah, it has been careened.
He inspects further and deduces he must move further into the island's foliage to investigate. Where the pearl goes, Jack is not far away.
Never.
And as he's wandering through the woods, he finds a string. He's like, "Oh, I think this belongs to this Gibbs's pouch. Interesting."
Yeah, it's his flask, but it's
Yep.
it's not a metal flask.
Yeah. Ale pouch. And then you see out of Rambo just the eyes of a tribesman who's been painted into a tree open, and then they jump out and trick Will, and he's caught up in a big rope trap. And he's flailing around like, "I'm gonna fight all of you." And they just kind of look and go,
Meh.
shoot him with a blow dart.
Yeah, they hock into his neck.
I like
No.
my long pork drippy, bruh.
Stop.
Immediately dated and made it unlistenable.
Can I get the long pork and rice? And can I get a hawk to it? It come with hawk to it. It come with hawk to it.
There's 2 hours of this
Come with
movie
hawk
left.
to
We
it.
can't do this.
Martin, what do you mean? They come with
Nico
Hawk
already
Tuah.
left. There's going to be one person left at the end of this review.
Look, I got it. Man. We're good.
2095.
Now we're
I ain't
good.
never leaving.
All right. So after he gets the Hawk Tuah long pork action, whatever, we then go back to the B plot of Elizabeth is getting broken out of Bruv prison by her governor dad.
Yeah, Governor Swan. Go.
He's like, oh, we're going to prison. I got a guy. And as they're breaking out of the prison to go get to the guy, that guy's just standing on port with his back to them, falls down dead, and the weird Dark Souls assassin Bruv guy that exists now,
Yeah.
has killed him. And then all of the guards show up, and they're like, okay, we're coming to get you guys. They look in the carriage. Elizabeth Swann is missing. She has snuck away. It is exciting. She is too slick for the slick rigs. Because she is in the room of Lord Beckett, puts a gun to his head, and then basically holds him at gunpoint to get him to sign the mark so that they can free Jack Sparrow and do all this other stuff without having to work for the law. And they drop a line about how the currency is the currency of the realm. I said, Yep, this is true. I feel like Martin hated this scene a lot.
This was fine.
I thought her apparating out of the darkness, putting the gat up to Beckett, was pretty sick.
Elizabeth Swann has come to negotiate with a gun to your head.
Yeah, he's listening.
Now, if you're wondering
Intently.
what I hate, it's basically everything Jack Sparrow does.
Oh, wow.
I see. See, I was in the I thought the opposite for you. I understand.
No, this was fine.
Okay.
You know, she points the gun. He signed the letter. They're free. I go crazy.
Hooray!
What we get exposition on some knowledge drop because Elizabeth thinks that the compass only points to the cursed Aztec treasure, but Lord Beckett explains, no, it does not just go to that. There's another valuable chest in these waters. Ooh, spooky.
Ooh, is
I
it
wonder
Booba?
what that could mean.
Chest.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
I made a stinky.
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 Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
We then cut to the two goobers who we were talking about, who, you know, the jokey goober Skulton pirates from the first one, except now they're meat men, and they're still
gay
jokey.
pirates.
Yes. And then they're talking about reading the Bible as they aren't immortal anymore. They have to protect their mortal soul. Ty, I know you brought up reading into that
Yeah,
line.
I don't know why they're like bringing that up. Like, how big was Christianity at the time, Martin? You would know more than anybody else.
I mean, yeah, it was big, but also the joke is
Like,
he has the Bible upside down and he
can't read, so he's being like shitty about
That's
it.
it.
Yeah, and that like he's gonna go to hell for that. And they even said
So
that.
those two pirates' names are Pintel and Ragetti.
Spaghetti.
Sure.
Yeah.
Look, it's about effort that counts. The one with that can't read and doesn't have an eye. So it's for effort. He
It's for
recognizes my effort.
You
And
get
the-
credit
the-
for
the
trying.
And the fat
there's a
bald
whole
one
lot
laughs
of-
at him.
stupid religion stuff going on at that time. I mean, you know, people were like pretending to be Catholic because it was rebellious or whatever, but people were people. In the movie, it's just, haha, he's reading the Bible upside down.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have the time to get into Reformation religion politics at the time. Just assume most of those guys were probably vaguely Christian in some way, like everyone else was.
Wow, but they were
Then we get into the
undead.
next movie.
What if they
Jesus.
missed it? They were undead for a long time. You don't know.
Ty's fallen into the what if they missed it.
Ah! I'm getting. Don't make me
getting
walk the
raptured.
plank, dude. Please.
But it's okay. They have the dog with them, and the
Yeah,
dog
they
still
got-
has the key ring from the first movie. He's a good boy. Look at him go. And then he barks and jumps in the water, and they go, "Oh, must have seen a catfish." And I think it's such a dumb throwaway line, but I like it.
They laugh at the dog, and then the dinghy immediately capsizes off of a shallow tide.
Yes, which is why you don't approach the island by boat. It will just get flipped over by the ocean.
Always. But in this moment, we cut back. To this point, we have learned that Jack Sparrow is revered by these cannibal islanders as a god, and that to return him to his godly plane, they have to eat his mortal body. Yep. So they've been preparing him for feast.
Yes.
As they also have hauled off the rest of the crew of the Black Pearl and Turner into orbs made out of bones, and they're just hanging over a steep crevice.
Yeah.
A cliff.
Where's the rest of the crew? Asks Will Turner, and Gibbs replies, "These cages weren't made till after we got here."
Oh, yeah, so basically, everyone who isn't a main character has now just been immediately removed from the movie and is now a bone cage.
Yep. Or are in the other cage, because in this main cage we have Will Turner, Gibbs, the mute with the talking parrot, and the little man.
Yep. And then the other orb with other people.
Yeah.
Can you guess which one will survive?
Hey, as it turns out, the other orb of people. Yeah, vote now on your phones. Hey, don't worry, you don't have to vote for much longer. They don't make it. The other guys, they don't make it.
Oh.
A plan was devised by the bone orb inhibitors that they swing to and from the cliff so that they can grab onto the vines and climb up.
Going good so far.
They're doing good, but then they spot a guard walking across and they have to stop and chill for a sec. And then the other orb, they go and sneaky climb up, but then they lose their footing and then they fall. And it breaks off of the rope and they fall down to the bottom of the crevice, leaving only one bone orb left.
So the reason being is brought up as they're climbing and talking that they don't need the full crew to pilot the Black Pearl. Like 5 or 6 men will do just fine. So they all look at each other and they start racing to see who will get to the boat first and get out.
So the biggest takeaway I have from the Bone Orb adventures is we get dumb, jokey carnival music plays while they're devising their plan to escape the Bone Orb. It just didn't fit anything else in this movie. It was so weird. And
I missed the music at that point.
Oh, it's imagine jokey carnival music. It's that while they're swinging the orbs to try to get onto the cliff.
Well, and then, so hurdy-gurdy music,
but not
hurdy-gurdy.
No, it wasn't good.
Ugh.
Jack is escaping. Because the Bone Orb boys get discovered, so all of the tribesmen start running off to go recapture them. They leave Jack on a spit over a fire that is slowly building up. He wiggles himself off and then tries to escape. Or no, this is before he gets on the stick. He's just trying to escape, runs away, gets caught by everybody because he was too busy looking for loot. Turns around, he's surrounded, and then goes, picks up some paprika that he found. And starts dusting himself with paprika, and now he's tied to a spit. This bit continues. He escapes from the spit, but now he has a big bamboo tied to his back.
Yes.
Which then he gets stopped by like two ladies who are preparing food. And then it becomes a fruit fight, which he starts catching all of the fruit with his stick that's tied to his back.
Now he's a kebab.
Now he kebab. It's funny. And then he runs at the cliff, plants himself in the ground, and then does the craziest thing. Yeah, but he pole vaults himself as like a somersault with his head down and throws himself over the chasm.
Yeah, and he sticks the landing. But there's fruit.
But there's so much fruit, it weighs him down. He fall.
And just as all the cannibals had been sent to go retrieve the bone orb escapers, Jack Sparrow manages to again pull aggro as a little Boy Scout comes to the cannibals that had caught up with all of Gibbs and Turner and the rest of the crew.
They're about to get him.
They're about to get him. They got him like fish in a barrel. But then they say, "Oh, we gotta go get Jack," in cannibal language, and then they all run away from them and go to find Jack, who has now fallen off of the cliff, stopped being a kebab, but falls through about 5 different drawbridges.
He
straight on the floor.
No way he should have survived that.
He got it. Better lucky than good, or whatever.
Yeah.
Which gives the rest of the crew enough time to actually escape on the Black Pearl. And they're working to uncareen the boat as
the two
Jack is being chased.
Yeah, the 2 Goobermen were seen as... So just the 2 of them did a good enough job of getting the boat 90% of the way back into the water.
Yeah.
So that by the time that the rest of the Borb crew could get to the boat, it was ready to launch. And then they're like, well, what about Jack? The camera pans. You see Jack Sparrow round the corner being chased by like 80 guys. The song kicks on, finally. I go crazy. It is hype.
Alas, this is the day you almost caught, Captain. And then a wave hits him in the face, and he can't say his catch the race.
He gets hit by like the jazz scream.
Yeah, he gets jazzed in the face. And, he sadly says Jack Sparrow, and gets back on the boat. The dingy dog, the mongrel.
Oh my goodness.
Aggro, and the cannibals chase that for a while.
Can we pull up the review real quick? Does Main Event Marrrty
This is a dramatic reading of a 1-star review from
Kid
3 years ago in the future from Kid Adventures. I absolutely loved this movie. My personal favorite in the series. But what ruined it for me is that they left the dog on the island to die. And they didn't even do anything about all that happened. Is that Jack a good dog? Overall, a great movie, sad about the dog. And 10 people agreed with this.
1 star out of 5.
1 star.
I love this movie. Bad. Hate it.
Kid Adventures. If you're out there, like, comment, and subscribe.
Yeah, can you also hit our thumbs up saying that we're helpful?
Comment down below which dog was your favorite dog.
This whole thing was 20 minutes of stupid bullshit that didn't need to happen. It was awful.
It really did feel like a separate movie.
Yeah, this wasn't relevant.
Zero need.
None of this matters. None of this matters. They could have just found Jack on the beach jacking off, but instead they did this for like half an hour.
I'm having a little bit of a tug then. My bad.
Hey, my bad. Having a tuggy. Privy.
This movie sucks.
Oh, come on now.
It doesn't really make sense that they all got here and had been here for some time, and then Will just shows up on a day, and that's when they decide to put all 13 to 14 crew members in separate bone orbs.
Yet again, they've created a movie that's probably more interesting than the actual movie that they just don't talk about. Which is whatever the fuck happened for them to all get on this. You could have made a horror movie about this or something, like a Midsummer.
This was the Green Inferno, right? That's what this was?
But instead, it's just a hee-hee-ha-ha indigenous tribe, tee-hee-ho-ho.
Why did they kill the chief? I don't get that.
Because he's closest to God.
So they're like, hey, you run us. All right, let's kill you. We need to find someone else now.
Hee-hee-ha-ha indigenous tribe phony. Have you considered?
Oh, yeah.
Have you considered they phony?
My bad.
Yeah, look, all of the downtime.
Give me my money. Hey!
All of the downtime was the tribe guys rendering down all the other crew members into bone orb, but they couldn't put that in the movie, so they just had to slapdash it. But yeah, then we get back to wittiness occurring because Will and Jack are talking about, like, Will's like, "Hey, listen, I need you. I need your compass. This is the bit. Elizabeth is in danger." And then Jack goes, "I trade you the compass if you help me find this." And he shows him the dumb little picture of a key. And Will says, "You want me to find this?" And Jack says, "No, you want you to find this. Because finding this finds you incapacitarily finding and or locating and you're discovering the detecting of a way to save your Dolly Bell old what's-her-face."
Huh?
You really do just be speaking.
That's why, look, I had to write this down. They really just be like, this is how you know Jack is secretly actually wise, because he prattles around about bullshit forever, I guess.
Keeps him guessing.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, they try to give Jack, like, weird mystique wisdom in this movie, but also he's a goober, and none of this pays off until 9 hours of movies from now. So it's
fine. It's fine. These movies are good.
Yeah. Well, I guess someone tell us about some random tradesman fucks who think that there's a ghost on their boat because there's a dress.
Oh yes. So there's just a random boat, and we cut to them finding Elizabeth's dress on the ship. So
Crazy.
two guys start fighting over it. The captain comes in. "What's all this then?" It makes the off comment, "Well, if you both like the dress so much, you'll just have to share it and take turns wearing it."
Oh.
The crew laughs, but then they start talking about how it's a foreboding sign. The ship is haunted. There's the ghost of a lady looking for her dress. We need to get rid of it. No, we need to offer it, find her and give her the dress. Then she'll leave us alone. Blah blah blah. Elizabeth is literally standing right there, all dressed up in disguise, just like I lacquering the rails of the ship, just making sure she doesn't look out of place. But then the captain's like, "Obviously, we have a stowaway. A lady, it looks like. She's probably naked." And so everyone does, "Oh, we gotta find the naked lady."
Oh, naked lady.
Oh, yeah, bro. And you get, like, Nico era raw down. You got him going, rubbing his hands.
Oh, my.
Oh, YARR.
Women.
YARR.
But yeah,
Speaking
that's,
of women,
that's that.
We bring the boom.
we bring the boom. We bring the boom to the spooky bayou.
Oh,
Very
bayou.
suddenly.
Yeah, this Liz stuff, there's gonna be another scene later, also doesn't need to be in this fucking movie.
Come on.
No.
Just complete non sequiturs. You can cut out an hour of this movie and maybe it would be decent.
Well, you don't like the guys on the boat with the dress?
It doesn't need to be there. You have a 2.5 hour movie that doesn't need to be.
But
I
wow,
don't understand.
You need to have establishing lore as to how Elizabeth Swann gets to Tortuga or whatever.
It's really
Yeah, for
important.
sure.
It's really important we sit in the swamp and Gibbs tells us about Davy Jones.
No, this is actually okay. This is relevant
important.
and has one of the like 2 decent actors in this whole movie. This stuff, what's at the come up is fine. I
Yeah.
like this.
The whole part with the dress on the boat, which
I think
audience will come
because
There's a
back.
lot of side
I
stuff.
think because it's supposed to be a kids film, teenagers and children, that they think, okay, we can't just have characters show up in places to be relevant. We need to actually establish how they got there, or else these dumb kids are gonna be like, well, how'd they get there?
Kids don't
Because-
give a shit.
I beg to disagree.
That kid
Fucking
would.
care. Also, if it's for kids, why is the storyline these guys are gonna goon on a dress?
That's for the teenagers.
That's for
This movie is multi-generational, Martin. I don't think you're understanding.
But what's for the adults? Jack Sparrow.
Gooning on the dress.
Gooning for Jack Sparrow. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
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 YARR.
All right, now let's get into the racism segment.
Oh,
where, people are definitely gonna start making a voice.
Can we hit the racism button?
I thought the Islanders was the racism segment.
Well, that's true. Racism segment number 2.
Yeah.
After Gibbs's explanation of Davy Jones and the Kraken, and because Will asks why is Jack so concerned about these things, Gibbs explains it to him that, well, I don't know, there's a weird ghost man, and the ghost man has a beast from the sea, and he controls it with his heart.
If you believe such things.
If we then are launched further into the night when they finally reach their destination, Teodalma's abode, a recurring character from the first film. Teodalma is known to help Jack in times of mystical quests, which Jack seems to be batting 1,000 on. He just loves going on mystical quests.
She wasn't in the first one, was she?
Who?
No, she wasn't. Teodalma? No.
I don't think so.
She was not, really?
No.
Maybe she was. I don't know. I
All
don't
right,
remember.
well, look, you're the expert, Emerald.
Yeah,
I trust you.
Emerald's the first movie expert, so
True.
She says she wasn't there. She wasn't there.
Regardless.
No.
Will's
You're
destiny
welcome.
pulls aggro. It goes crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Joe has been fact-checked and found lacking. Teodalma was not in the first one.
Ooh.
Oh,
So
Joe.
messed up.
Joseph.
You're not supposed to be fact-checked, dude.
The Aztec moon curse has shuddered its light upon me. I'm no longer blessed by the moon mother.
Oh my goodness.
Get fucked, I guess.
It's because you haven't been
Terrible.
on Smack Up in 10 years, so you lost all
terrible
your power.
Yeah. I have to recharge my moon crystals.
Go find Paul Burchill. He'll fix you.
He's been gone, dude. They killed him.
Yeah, he's on a quest to find the Moon Mother.
I know.
Don't you understand?
It's true, man. Damn.
Save the pirate, save the world.
It's tough. Teodalma is immediately infatuated with Will Turner and says, "You have air of a wind of destiny on you."
Yeah.
And Jack's like, "Whoa, wait, what about me? What about my destiny?"
Yeah, what about me?
And Teodalma's like, "Nah, you're that old hotness. You're that old busted hotness."
Yeah.
But anyways, you're here. I require payment before I get started. And they deliver Jack the undead monkey to her.
Oh, sick.
Look, who shoots
Monkey.
it? An undead monkey.
Sick. Let's go.
Monkey.
And the payment is fair.
The payment is fair.
They
There
present
it
the
Oh
vellum
my.
of the key, the drawing of the key, and say, "How do you know about this?" And Jack's like, "Well, I need it." So Teodalma entices them with a tale of the sea and what this thing might unlock. It is in fact a key to the locker, to the chest of
Don't
Davy
say it.
Jones' heart.
Okay.
Craziness.
Carve out him own heart and stick it away in a chest and
my
hide it in the
God.
world.
We can't keep doing this.
Bro, Jamaican Emerald's going crazy.
I'm just quoting the movie, guys. Verbatim.
Alright.
Touchdown.
That is what
Alright,
happened.
we're gonna have Emerald review Birth of a Nation and say I'm just quoting it, guys. It's fine.
We'll review
What
Tombstone.
vexes all men doing very odd voices that may or may not be stereotypical. That's what vexes all men.
This is, actually true.
It's actually a woman.
Alright, Jesus fucking Christ. Teodalma explains that Davy Jones got friend zoned so hard.
They made Tia Dumble
That-
white.
Yeah.
Oh!
Now she gets. Now we got to talk without the accent. Yeah, no accent time.
my.
No accent time, guys.
Accent canceled.
Oh, okay. Okay, got it.
She's
Yeah,
now
he got friend
European.
zoned so hard that he carved out his own heart and sealed it away in this chest because he had no time for such mortal desires and feelings.
Was it friend zone, or that he was so in love with the woman and the sea that the pain was too great to bear, so he just cut out his own heart so he doesn't feel it anymore?
Well, yes, but also
the crew
he
of
was
the Black Pearl have an intellectual discussion about that. To which they look at us. Cut that out.
Spoilers.
To which Teodolma explains that they may or may not be the same thing.
Same story,
Also,
different versions, all true.
Yes. I want to say there is a 2-second cutaway to Teodolma's desk where Jack is just stealing a ring or whatever because he can.
Yeah.
And there is a heart-shaped pendant on the desk that I believe will be relevant later.
Ooh,
so
foreboding.
Foreboding.
And also we skipped over that the monkey got let out of the cage and goes to the back and goes to a sleeping man on a bed in the background. That's not foreshadowing.
You always see our boots.
Boots.
And then we also learned that Davy Jones cannot make port and cannot step on land but once every 10 years. Land is where you are safe, Jack Sparrow, and so you will carry land with you. And she gives him a jar of dirt. We've done it.
Will this help? Will this help? If you don't want it, give it back. No, it's my dirt.
Then it helps.
Then it helps.
Jack obtains dirt.
Which, at that point, yes, Teodolma delivers him a jar of dirt after she demands to see Jack's hand with the black spot on it. The crew They do a weird ritual. They spin around, shuffle their shoulders, and spit on the floor.
I liked that a lot, actually.
It wards off evil
Pirates
spirits.
are always superstitious.
Yeah, it was really good.
Touchdown.
Yep, touchdown.
Will Turner surmises they need to find the Flying Dutchman, and then Teodolma picks up a bunch of shells, says "A wind of destiny," and then throws them on the desk, and then they appear a reef where they're hiding behind, and have waited for the Flying Dutchman.
That's right.
They see a shipwrecked ship out there in the middle of a storm. That's the Flying Dutchman.
Hey, what?
Hey, what?
Dutchy.
Yeah, because this obviously shipwrecked and broken ship is this great ship of legend. Go over there, Will. You'll be fine.
And just in case, it might save your life if you tell them that you were sent to settle Jack Sparrow's debt. I was like, huh, okay.
Sure, yeah, got
I'm sure he's being honest with me.
Yep.
Will then rows over to the wreckage of a ship and finds very traumatized remnants of a crew and a ship that is blasted on a reef, trying to find answers. And he turns over and he finds a guy who fell from the rafter. He turns him over and it looks like his face was sucked off, huge style.
Dude, it's all swirled up.
That was such a gruesome bit right there.
Yeah, you found Obito.
It was crazy. At that point, then the Flying Dutchman then breaks over the waterline, and these crustaceous crewmates bust out of the ship and start taking all the prisoners alive.
Yeah, that was dope.
It was so good. Like the crew of the Flying Dutchman is like the coolest part of these two movies.
Yeah, they did a crazy good job with the CGI they had at the time to
it
really
looks so
make
good.
these guys look like alien freak, like abyss monster men.
Yeah.
And it's insane. I don't know. Anyone who is just interested in like CGI and graphics,
design.
Yeah, and characters should, I think, watch this movie. They went all out on just trying to make these guys look as weird and monstrous as possible.
And they're also distinct too. Like no two guys are the same.
Oh yeah, like one guy is like a bunch of coral and other just like festooning barnacle things, and so then his eyes to see things open and bloom out of his head.
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah, cool, dude.
And
Gross.
the other guy's just a hammerhead shark.
The first mate, yeah.
Yeah, he has one eye on the front of his head and another eye on the side of his head.
Yeah.
How's Does it work? Who could say?
Who could say?
To that point, all the prisoners are on their knees waiting for the good captain. And we see another crustaceous, squid-like fellow breach from the water with a peg leg and a crab hand. It is he, Davy Jones. He goes to a member of the crew and asks him if he fears death, and if all his deeds have been laid bare before his soul.
Oh, hang on. I gotta read the quote.
Ooh,
Put it on.
Do you fear death? Do you fear that dark abyss? All your deeds laid bare, all your sins punished. I can offer you an escape.
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 He really lays into the fact that his head is an octopus and just makes the little popping sounds.
Yeah. Goes crazy. Davy Jones, crazy. Casting, crazy. So, so as you were saying, he offers this to these men, but one of the guys is a priest. And he's like, don't take him up on it. Don't do it.
Do you not fear death?
It's another Catholic guy. He's praying on a rosary.
Ooh, true. He's praying the rosary.
He claws his neck. He's like, "You don't fear death." The guy says, "I'll take my chances." Getting choked out by the crab hand.
To the depths.
To the depths.
No.
And they cut his throat and throw him over.
Yeah. And I like how a spew, a wave hits the side of the wrecked ship as they slit his throat.
Yeah, it just tows him under, takes him away. He's gone.
He's gone.
They then convince a fellow to take Davy Jones up on his offer.
Yeah.
The Flying Dutchman has gained a crewmate, but then he takes exception to Will Turner, who does not look like he's been maimed in any way.
You are neither dead nor dying. What is your purpose here?
Will then pulls back into his bag and says, "Oh, I'm here for Jack Sparrow's debt."
Jack Sparrow sent me to settle his debt.
What is your purpose here?
Jack Sparrow? He sent me to settle his debt?
Very unconvincingly. And Davy Jones responds in kind. Well, I'm almost tempted, bud. I don't know about that one. You don't know about that one.
Did he know? I'm sorely tempted to accept that offer.
Oh, and then we have the hardest scene, arguably in all cinema, of course, is you then have Jack looking through his spyglass at Davy Jones interrogating Will Turner. Davy Jones turns around and looks through the spyglass at Jack Sparrow. Jack puts the spyglass down, and Davy Jones is standing right in front of him on the boat. Menaces him.
That shit is so hard. It goes hard as fuck.
Davy Jones has instant transmission, confirmed.
Confirmed.
Immediately blows up Jack's spot. You have a debt to pay.
No!
It is surmised that
You've had too many parlays.
That Jack Sparrow had stroked a deal with Davy Jones in order to be in command of the Black Pearl for 13 years or so.
Yes.
That he would then repay Davy Jones in some way, which is then revealed that his payment is 100 souls delivered to Davy Jones.
Well,
that's the new deal.
Yeah, it was originally 13 years on the Black Pearl, 100 years of service on my ship. That's how the deal is for pretty much everybody. It's 100 years on the ship.
Yeah, so then Jack
Sparrow
tries to negotiate for...
Complains that he was technically only a captain for 2 years because he was mutinied. Then you are a poor captain, but a captain nonetheless. Have you not introduced yourself all these years as Captain Jack Sparrow?
No.
And then
Davy Jones does often get a laugh at Jack's expense. Which, good for him. Jack's a bumbling fool.
Doing Jack Sparrow things like, I one sold to serve your ship. There it is. Points at Will Turner. And
one
so Davy Jones is like, yep. Jack's like, okay, so we've established a proposal. We're just haggling over a price. Davy Jones scoffs.
Yeah, how many souls do you think my soul is worth? And Davy Jones just kind of sits there and does the calculus. Goes 100 souls.
100
3 days.
souls. 3 days. Now, okay, can I go off on a tangent real quick on why that is what it is?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
So the Black Pearl, before it became the Black Pearl, was an East India Trading Company ship known as the Wicked Wench that Jack was in charge of. But it was a slave ship. And one day, Jack Sparrow was like, no, I'm going to liberate all 100 of these slaves. And Beckett, who was his boss, was like, no, it brands him as a pirate, burns the ship and sinks it. So then Jack is like, no, this ship was so good. Davy Jones, I'll give you my soul if you bring back my ship. So it's brought back, but because it was set ablaze and sunk, it is all black now. So he renames it the Black Pearl. And the reason why Jack's soul is worth 100 is because the 100 souls that were lost from Beckett burning the ship down.
Oh.
This is deep lore. I don't know where it comes from. I think it's like from either books or like bonus content from like the first movie, but it is deep lore about the Black Pearl.
Interesting. I did not know that. Audience, you got the first scoop right here.
Yeah.
So then Jack is like, all right, yeah, bet. Let me get Will Turner. I need him. And
I
David's
keep the boy.
I keep him.
A good faith payment. That leaves you only 99 more to go.
And then Jack really tries to speech check him. He's like, not to mention, he's in love with a girl, due to be married, betrothed. Dividing him from her and her from him would only be half as cruel as actually allowing them to be joined in holy matrimony. Right? Thus pointing on, Davy Jones being a romantic in his past life. But he fails the speech check, and Davy Jones just goes,
boy, 99 souls. But I wonder, Sparrow, can you live with this? Can you condemn an innocent man, a friend, to a lifetime of servitude in your name while you roam free?
Yep.
Jack Sparrow, you little shit.
Yep.
Pay no attention to the leitmotif that plays when Davy Jones is enamored with the tale of Turner and Elizabeth being married and in love and young.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
It certainly will not be important.
No.
Avert your ears to 99 souls.
99 souls.
They shake hands. Davy Jones removes the black spot from Jack's hand temporarily. And they leave.
He really slimes them up, too.
Oh, yeah.
With his squid hand.
And he struggles to get it off.
Stuck on him. He's like, He yanks him away.
He controls the tentacles, but not the suckers.
Suck.
Then wipes his slime on Gibbs. He said, all right, let's go to Tortuga.
Tortuga. We need 100 men. Let's go.
We need 99 sacrifices. Let's go to Tortuga.
Yeah, and then, don't worry, we immediately cut back to the Edinburgh Traders. Martin, tell us about these wacky guys in their ghost dress, please.
Alright, so in your next It Should Have Been Cut segment of the night, let's see here, I've got a fucking, you went wild on, I just gotta find in my notes here.
No, you're good.
Okay, yeah, there we go. Alright, this didn't last as long as I thought it did, it's only one bullet point, that's why it was there, but it felt like it took a million years.
It does.
So,
it really does.
5 minutes.
Alright, so back on the Gooner ship, we see the Gooners are looking out on deck as this dress is just floating in the wind. And then we look up into... I've written the rafters, even though it's the mast of the ship. I don't know why. I was just feeling it real bad at this point. I've still got so much left. We're like halfway through this movie. And so we look up, and Elizabeth has like wires attached to her dress, and she's puppeting it, making it go, woo! like a ghost flying around up on mast, and these fucking idiots are like, "Oh my god, it's a sign! Somebody look for a sign! The ghost is trying to talk to us." And they're just not looking where she wants them to. She knocks over a lantern that sets something on fire, but instead the Gooners go look out over the edge and she'll be like, "It's in the stars," or whatever. So she just goes, "God damn it," and then drops the dress with the wire, rappels down from the mast on a deck. It's like, "Hey guys, look over here. Whoa, this is crazy." And it appears that she has written in oil on the deck and then made catch on fire the letters Tortuga. She's like, "Guys, that's fucking crazy."
Whoa, no way. Tortuga?
That's where we need to go. It's fucking wacky. So the Gooner's like, "Yeah, dude, for sure."
Yep.
Definitely needed to happen.
Yeah,
You needed
absolutely. Well, how
You
else would
needed
we
it.
know that the dress, which was haunted, which we got in the last 2 scenes of this dumb boat, how else would we have a reason for Elizabeth to get all the way from various Caribbean island to Tortuga without wasting all of our time and making this movie 2.5 hours?
Yeah. Well, don't worry. Then they start to totally step on the gas right here, guys, for sure. They cut to Gibbs in another montage scene of him just interviewing a bunch of just random bums in Tortuga. Now, do we know what the social credit is of Jack Sparrow at this point in time? Because I thought that he was like kind of revered among certain circles, but hated in
It
others.
seems to just always be a shitter. Like, he thinks he's cool, but he's not. Because joke here is they sign up for fucking derelicts. And then Jack was like, Gibbs, how many did we get? And Gibbs was like, "Yeah, that's 4. And that's it." So people just hate him if they know him at all. Nobody actually likes him. He tries to get killed repeatedly.
Yeah, but like, because the reason I ask, right, is because, but also everyone in the world knows him as being like a pseudo legendary pirate guy. So you would think that more people, even just trying to like go on a weird pseudo legendary dumb pirate adventure, would sign up for his boat if he just showed up. But like, hey man, I don't know. And they really
movies is him constantly not having anybody that wants to be his friend.
Yeah, and then every time someone shows up, they go, "Oh, that's Jackie Parro. I know about him." And then
they meet him.
Yeah.
So they recruit some derelicts, and then some Commodore guy who maybe was in the first one, I don't know, or care.
He was, yes.
It's
He
like,
was the main villain.
Hey, you ruined my life. Fuck you guys. Then we get a bar fight for like 10 minutes, and also Elizabeth is here.
Yeah.
Wow, how did she get here? See, that's why we needed all the dress and everything. Otherwise, how would she have gotten here?
Exactly.
It was
Yeah, it's
all of
wild.
the teenagers would have questioned the ethics of this movie or whatever.
Yeah, it's not
Is
like
this movie
Will
ethical?
had like 15 seconds to find the Black Pearl. Instead, we had to
No.
have Liz with her Gooner dress for 15 minutes.
Very important stuff.
Movie
So-
sucks.
And so then after the bar fight, you see Elizabeth go and talk to the Commodore guy, who is James Norrington from the last one and mentioned in the first 5 minutes of this movie, in the pig pen covered in shit. Then she's like, "Oh, James Norrington, what has the world done to you?" And then the
Shut
camera
up, slag.
focuses back, and the Bruvish assassin has been here the whole time, watching this unfold, because he knew that this would happen. They are too slick. The East Indian CIA is too good in this movie, I guess.
How did he get here? I need the 45 minutes on how he got here. I'm a kid. I don't understand.
Yeah, how did he get here?
Yeah,
Also, a kid
exactly.
wouldn't know or remember this guy anyways. So.
Who?
Oh, because 2 hours have already passed since that guy was on stream.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I remember.
Yeah, dude.
Remember.
So yeah, basically the rundown on Norrington was that in the first movie he was a Commodore in the British Navy and was betrothed to Elizabeth in the first one, but the series of events played out is that he overplayed his authority in his hand and tried to chase the Black Pearl through a hurricane that was surrounding the island with Aztec gold, and got ass blasted, and then dishonorably discharged from the Navy, and that's why he is a dirty bum.
How does this
hanging
relate
out
to
on Tortuga.
WWE? Should have been Randy, right?
He's like the Baron Corbin when he gets mustard on his shirt.
Eder Ty throw up sad Baron Corbin mustard on his shirt.
Oh,
Norrington,
well,
what are you doing? Norrington, put a pirate hat on him.
YARR.
YARR, no.
YARR, where's my championship belt, please?
Where's my ship?
And so that's why he then also he ends up teamed up with Jack Sparrow, because he wants to get his honor back by finding the MacGuffin, which does the thing to give to the Navy.
The Navy?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's, it's, again, plots within plots for to no end, seemingly, on this fucking movie.
It'll pay off one day.
Yeah, in about 6 years.
Woo!
So, woohoo! We then go back to the Davy Jones boat. Flying Dutchman, even, if you will.
YARR.
And, they're just doing regular operational things. Heave-hoeing. Davy Jones is playing his pipe organ, which goes nuts, by the way. It's probably one of my favorite songs from the movie franchise that I didn't know I had. It goes nuts.
He plays
Davy Jones...
with his...
That's what I'm saying.
What happened? I thought my computer broke.
Stop talking so you know it. So you know.
No. Martin, tell us about Davy Jones.
Davy Jones going wacky on the organ is like the only redeeming part of this movie. It's so cool.
Yeah, he plays
good.
with his tentacle beard.
It's so good.
Eder Ty, throw up a picture of Davy Jones's organ. It looks really cool.
Ooh.
Like, in fiction, I always love when they do the tortured artist angle. Like, and this is that in spades, but they made it gothic horror abyss mode for Davy Jones. I think this is peak.
It was peak.
Yeah, this scene is like 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, but spooky is what this is, and it's really good. I'm 1,000 years old. You should read the book. It's good. But while they're heave-hoeing and moving cannons around, the bosun yells, "Secure the mast, Master Turner." And so Will and Bootstrap Bill, who is Will's dad, both go to touch the thing, get in a disagreement as to who's supposed to do it. So, and Will doesn't have the strength of the ocean or whatever the hell and can't hold a cannon by himself. So it all goes to shit. He gets in trouble. And that's when it gets revealed to the rest of the crew that this is Bootstrap Bill's son. Davy Jones is like, hee hee ho ho. Now I have your son also. I'm the best at being evil on the ocean.
And then forces Bootstrap Bill to whip his own son as punishment.
Yep. Very sad. He looks on just meanly. He keeps like puffering his face. He's doing that.
Yeah.
Just puffering his weird squid face. The CGI just so nutty. Will gets up immediately. Is like, I don't need you. Get away from me. Because he just discovered that is where his father has been the entire time that he's not had a father for his whole life.
Yeah.
They get into a philosophical disagreement about being on the boat. Will just looks at him with contempt as they get below deck and talk about Bootstrap Bill's fate, being stuck on the boat.
Poor guy.
So where we learn that if you're part of the crew, you're part of the ship. As we see a man barnacled to the wall. It looks like he's created the wall with his body.
Yeah,
the guy holding a
wyvern.
lantern stuck in it.
The longer you serve, the more you lose yourself. You just become
Truly
part
fucked.
of the ship. And
Yeah, this guy is part of the ship.
And Bootstrap Bill explains why he's on the ship, and because when he tried to defend Jack after the mutiny, he got strapped to the cannon, thrown in the ocean, but because they were all cursed at the time, he was at the bottom of the ocean, unable to die, just being crushed by the weight of the ocean. So he pleads to Davy Jones, please get me out of this, it sucks. And now he's here.
And now he's here. Also, a nice touch while they had him whipping Will. Of course, it's raining. Every time anything important happens in this movie, it's raining.
Yeah.
You can see that they distinctly animated tears to fall down his cheek amidst the rain while he's whipping his son. And I said, that's a nice touch.
That's a nice touch.
It's a nice touch right now.
Got me feeling really nicey.
Yeah, and then so the guy who's part of the ship, part of the crew, Ol Wyvern is his name. He animates and leans forward and leaves his brain coral brain still attached to the ship. I thought that was funny.
Yeah.
And then he explains that the key is to the chest that has the heart, Davy Jones' heart in it, but also that there must always be a Lich King. And so if you kill Davy Jones's heart, then someone, presumably you, then becomes the new Davy Jones.
No,
which is
stab the heart. No, don't stab the heart. The ship must always have a captain.
No.
Yeah, I think that's pretty interesting, to be fair.
It's like, where's the key? Hidden. As he's being sucked back into the ship because he has said too much. Where's the chest? Hidden.
So I think right now we should just dive into it, because this is the first crumb of lore, really, about Davy Jones. And I don't know about you guys, but looking up like actual Davy Jones lore, because it's a name that we all have known for our whole lives as the spooky ocean guy, right?
Yeah,
but
Davy Jones's locker.
There's really no, as with most mythical things, right? Like there's no good solid, hey, this is the origin of Davy Jones. I know a lot of things point back to Jonah from the Bible, who was swallowed by a whale, or like that he is like the devil, or yeah. But there's no good. It doesn't live in any particular fiction, really. I don't know if you guys have found anything despite that better, but
not really. It looks like a lot of these things tend to come up around like 1750.
Yeah,
like this is when you start getting references in like literature to the Kraken. So they were obviously around much longer, and these guys just like couldn't fucking read or write or cared about it. Like, I mean, most people couldn't at the time. Like, literacy was like very low until like 1900, when Western Europe decided it was important. But until then, I mean, you know, it just wasn't a thing you did. But yeah, it just seems like a lot of stuff shows up around 1750. And the general history of the pirates comes out in like 1725, so it's probably just a function of that book comes out, people get excited and hoot and holler about pirates, and then people just start writing things down that may or may not be true or have been true. But that's when it starts showing up.
Yeah. I found one thing that was really interesting. I can't find the credit for it. I don't remember. But I seen a thing where it was proposed that Davy Jones was a guy who owned a pub in a popular port who kidnapped sailors and put them in the meat locker where he would then kill them for all their possessions. And I thought that was interesting. I don't know where this comes from, but hey,
he put you in the locker, dude. Oh no.
Yeah, he put you in the locker. Yeah, I don't know. I was like, I don't know if this is like, you know, some side tale that I got swept in, but I thought
just
it was
like
weird.
The movie.
I thought it was notable.
Just
like, yes.
The little research I did, again, another uncredited and unknown source, proclaims that the dead man's chest may have been like like an in-between like aisle that kind of looked like a rib cage, and that people that got like capsized and just found like shore after their ship was destroyed was stuck on some island. So maybe they hallucinated the shape of the island to be a literal chest, that therefore the chest, the dead man's chest, is Davy Jones' locker.
Wow, they did it. We did it.
We did it.
We did it. We solved it.
That's all I got. That was fun facts with Joey.
Don't fact check him.
Connect the dots.
Thanks, Joey. Thanks for fun facts with Joey. So also really quick, the texture on Davy Jones's skin was apparently made by scanning a dirty coffee cup and applying it to the screen using Photoshop. Is a thing I found somewhere. I don't know how that works, but Davy Jones is a coffee man.
I'm fairly convinced most special effects and especially sound mixer people that just make the sounds just get fucking blasted off of that loud and just start doing stuff into a mic or
It's true.
putting things in front of a filter and then they just go, nah, that's it when they come out of their fucking haze.
True. You got to be a little crazy to be a sound mixer or a engineer like that.
Yeah, trapping yourself in a soundproof box with a fucking plastic bin of toys and various fruits that you crunch to make noises. Yeah, dude, the sound of something falling and hitting the floor definitely has to be me breaking a stick of celery right in front of the pop mic. Yeah, dude, it just makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we need that good bone crunching sound like this.
No one heard
It
it.
didn't come through. Thank God. Thank
Damn
God.
it.
We're not soundproof.
Emerald can crunch his knuckles on command, and it's horrific, and I hate it. So you've been spared from that. Thank you.
He's done it on
Compression.
air. Tune into the Chaperone review for it.
Oh, that's right. God damn it.
Nothing will ever be.
So yeah, so we learned about all that stuff, and now we have Elizabeth is on the boat with Jack. And he's giving her basically the same runaround he gave Will. He's like, "Hey, listen, yeah, Will ended up getting press ganged into the Flying Dutchman. I don't know how that happened. It's weird, but hey, is what you want most in life to save Will?" And she's like, "Well, yeah." And he goes, "Well, so then what you want most in life is to find the dead man's chest, because that is how we save Will." And she goes, oh, "Okay, bet." And then he gives her the compass, and because now she has a singular focused point of thing she wants to do, it then points to it. And now we finally have any movement in the main plot of this movie for the first time, and it's about 45 minutes in, if not longer.
Yeah.
Great movie.
Yeah.
Look, the highs hit so hard, and the lows are very low, and also 50%. What can you do? I remember these movies much more fondly than sitting here for 2.5 hours plus, examining and watching. But I still, at this point, we're only halfway through the movie's review, and I still say I really like this movie.
Yeah,
We'll see how I feel in the next hour and a half of discussion, but right now I have enjoyed myself with this film.
Yeah, because as much audience as I want to generalize and blast through this, we're about to get to another scene that I know we will want to break down a little bit here, because look, Liar's Dice becomes relevant. Will is just on the boat watching people play games and betting. He's like, "What do they have to bet?" And Bootstrap Bill goes, "Time of service."
The only thing they
He's
have.
like, "Yeah, I can challenge anyone." Yep. He says, "I challenge Davy Jones."
Everybody stops. Lightning strikes.
The organ he was playing the whole time just stops immediately as he just walks down. I accept that challenge.
So
Yeah, that's really freak too, because we already sort of got the idea that the ship is being piloted by the organ, but as soon as he's challenged, you notice the music actually playing in the background is on the ship, and just ceases as soon as he hears his name being blasphemed.
Yeah, then we sit
all right.
in silence as it's time to play Liar's Dice. And it goes, it's so good. So he challenges to a game of Liar's Dice. He says, "My eternity of service on the ship for your key." Jones looks shocked. He's like, "Oh, yeah, dog, sure. Okay. You're stupid and dumb." Then they square up, they throw their dice down, And then a third hand slams dice down, sitting in between Will, on Will's right, in between him and Davy Jones, is Bootstrap Bill. And then I was like, what are you doing? You can't be part of this. Get out of our game. You're not here. And he goes, the die's been cast. Same wager. The die's been cast. And Emerald, do you want to tell us about it? I know you love Davy Jones. I know he's your favorite fictional bedtime hero.
Yeah, so they're betting on it's you're not just wagering your own dice, it's all the dice played. You're basically playing a guessing game of how many numbers exist on the table. And if you lie, you're called a liar, you automatically lose. So they're going on their rounds of naming numbers. It's a numbers game. Will actually guesses the correct number of fives, but somehow still I don't understand the game at all because he was correct. There were in fact 8 fives on the table. But Davy Jones you lose. Because Davy Jones, being his ship, he must know how many numbers are on the table. So his dad chimes in. It's 12 fives. What? There's 12 fives. Call me a liar. Davy Jones picks up the cup, calls him a liar, and has so now Bootstrap Bill is eternally damned to the ship. Will is free to go, but Will has other plans. As they all leave, that now being an immortal fish crew, they do still sleep. So the crew is just asleep aboard this EP wet ship. Will sneaks in because he now knows where the key is. It's hidden underneath Davy Jones's squid head.
Which was confirmed at the beginning of the wager.
Yep.
Because when Will throws down the picture of the key, Davy Jones throws it back on the floor and says, how do you know about it?
Oh, no, he says, how do you know of the key?
Well, that's not part of the game, is it? And then is revealed where the key is as he tentacles it out to reveal it.
Yep.
Seeing that it is a thing that he has and can wager.
Also, just really quick point of order is it was calculated with what Bootstrap Bill did. There's actually a breakdown of the genius of the scene someone made online, which hey, I know we wouldn't go that far, but is that the way that Liar's Dice plays is, you move to the right, everyone has to either increase the bid or call someone a liar at some point until someone loses. And because play passes to the right, even though Will was technically correct, Bootstrap Bill had no way of knowing, and he didn't want his son to be damned. Which is why before Davy Jones could continue speaking, he just yelled an absurd number, because now the play was on Bootstrap Bill. So Davy Jones then had to call him a liar right then and there because he lost his ability to call Will a liar. And if Davy Jones took his turn, then he would guarantee have to be a liar because there weren't that many dice on the table.
Yeah.
So Bootstrap Bill did this as a calculated maneuver so that his son could not possibly ever lose and that he would just take the hit.
And Will's you didn't have to do that. I didn't want to see my son damned to this ship for this life. And Will explains it wasn't about me winning or losing. And Bootstrap Bill gets the big idea. It was about finding where the key was.
Yep.
But yes,
but there were in fact 7 fives.
There were 7 fives. We then fast back forward to this Ocean's 11 ass heist that Will Turner is okay, I'm going to sneak into sleeping Davy Jones and pickpocket the key out from under his neck. Nonsense. So while he's sneaking in, he gets a couple sticks to try to maneuver the key ring off. He finds out that there's a little baby tentacle under Davy Jones's neck that's holding the key ring.
Yep.
He then prods it with the map to make it grab the map instead. Davy Jones hits the piano and goes, oh. And then there's a little heart-shaped locket that is playing a like a lullaby, not a lullaby, but like, you know, a nice melody song in a little music box that's inside this pendant.
Yes.
And then that soothes him back to sleep, which again I believe is allusion to the one that Tia Dalma had on her desk. So who knows, but big foreshadowing perhaps for the future movies. But I do think that was interesting that they had it in this one, the second movie.
Yes. Yeah, Davy Jones does not sleep in a bed. He sleeps slumped over his organ.
That's what I'm saying, dog. I'm always slumped over my organ as well. I would if I didn't get slimed and suctioned.
Editor Ty, throw up Joe in the VMAS slumping his organ.
Yeah, can he be slumping his organ slimed and suctioned, please?
Got it. I'm on it.
Play my leitmotif as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's the sound of his shit slapping.
I'm saying.
You're killing Emerald. No.
He'll be all right.
But yeah, Will gets the key, and he escapes.
Hooray!
Hooray!
Hooray! He did it!
Whoops.
Yay.
Wowee! And then we're back to Jack Sparrow and the crew.
I would like to point out, in an incredibly rare actual character moment and plot element in this fucking movie, before we get into wacky stuff for a second, as Will goes to leave, his dad's like, hey, listen, you get the fuck out of here. I'm a bad dad. They're gonna know I helped you, but what the fuck are these freaks gonna possibly do to me? Look at me. And Will's like, yeah, I got you. It's cool. Yee, throws up gang signs and leaves.
Oh, I had that just in brackets of my notes of sad dad time ensues.
It
So.
gives him shitty barnacle knife.
Oh yeah, he gives him his knife. Because here, son, here's my barnacle. You need it.
That's all he has
Promises
left to
to
give
set
him.
his father free.
Yeah, we get back onto the Black Pearl, and Elizabeth's like, hey, listen, I'm gonna lore dump about Beckett's whole plan here. And Jack's like, hey, if they have the heart of Davy Jones, they basically control the Kraken. That's bad. Fuck these letters. I'm not doing it. I hate them. And Elizabeth's like, grr.
We
And
give
then-
them back? No.
Because he a pirate.
Yeah. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah. And then you thought we were done with the Gooner shit. But you'll never- You best start believing in Gooner ships, Will. You're on one. It seems as though he has been like they just pulled him up from the ship or whatever. Will's just on this ship now, and they don't need a fucking Gooner subplot to explain it. Will's just here, and he sees Liz's dress and is like, "Huh?" And he's like, "What the fuck is that?" And the Gooner's like, "Yeah, a ghost gave us a sign. It's crazy. We love this dress."
Yeah, we made
Then the-
profit at Tortuga.
And then the
Look.
Flying Dutchman shows up on the horizon.
Really quick, right before that, just to hammer home the goonerness, is Will then just picks up the dress and gives it a big sniff. And I thought that was...
He does. Will,
He longing for he baby.
yes,
For he
Will
baby
truly,
Wu-Tang.
yes, has become a Gooner by proxy.
Eh.
So the Dutchman shows up, and Davy Jones has Bootstrap Bill at sword point. He's like, "Hey, fuckhead, I'm gonna send your kid to hell with my Kraken, my man." And Bill's like, "Aw, man." And then
Aw,
Will's
man.
looking over, and
Watch this.
says, "Oh, hey, that's the Flying Dutchman. We're fucked, actually. Good luck, guys." And the Kraken and its tentacles just start ruining everybody. One of the Gooners picks up Liz's dress and tries to offer it to the Kraken, and just gets smacked away. The ship goes down. Then the Flying Dutchman crew goes, "Well, I don't see anyone. Surely Will is dead." And then they kill everybody left on that ship, on their ship that they took from the Gooners. So the Gooners have now been killed.
So,
And Will's just, like, peeking up over the edge of the Dutchman watching them and is like, fuck. And then he just swims away. And Davy Jones says, "Look, we're going to Isla Cruces. I know that Jack Sparrow is behind this somehow." And we see Liz's dress covered in lagoon liquid falling into the ocean.
Oh.
So, couple things about this, though, that I thought were awesome. They summoned the Kraken by everyone cranking the capstan, which raises up a big fucking, like, impact lever that then goes boom, and then
It just summons it. Yeah.
It shockwaves the ocean. They just big O the ocean to summon the Kraken, and that shit goes crazy.
As Davy Jones drops like one of the hardest lines to do it. Let no joyful voice be heard. Let no man look up at the sky with hope. And let this day be cursed by we who ready to wake the Kraken.
Yeah, vine fart boom. The Kraken shows up. And then also, as the Kraken is taking apart the ship, right? You're like, oh, this is pretty sick. And then it like holds in like kind of slow for a second. And then Jones's organ hits as the Kraken just cuts the boat in half and destroys it. And I was like, okay, all right. They put all of their cinematic brain into killing all of these gooners for some reason. I'm here for it. Now we're moving on to Isla Cruces. Again, this movie started an hour of setup and basically nothing side plots. And now they're like, okay, we have to wrap it up now. Now we have to get everyone where they need to go.
Yeah, now we're on page 5 of 7 in my notes.
Ooh. Yeah. Also, yeah, Will must be dead. The sea probably claimed him. And then he goes, I am the sea. And skitters away.
Again, they rile up survivors. As usual, they usually make a bargain to add members to the crew of the Flying Dutchman. And they're presented before Davy Jones as he proclaims, there are no survivors.
Kills all of them.
And then he does another he mews the fuck out of the side of the ship where Will is like looking, but doesn't see him, and he looks over to investigate and doesn't find anything.
No.
But is now superstitious and does need to get there first. And he exclaims to one of his barnacle crewmen that Jack Sparrow was behind this devious plot.
The whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, look, that's the unfortunate thing, Martin, is you were succinct, and I like it. But every time that Davy Jones does anything, it's actually cool.
Disagree, but
hey,
whatever.
That's fair. I like it. Don't worry. We then get to more gooning as Jack hits on Elizabeth or whatever for some reason.
Yeah, I hate this subplot.
It's terrible. They do it all the time in the first one as well.
Yeah.
It's like fake sexual tension.
When they were on
because in the scene before,
the island,
Elizabeth is telling Jack about how Will taught her how to handle a sword, and they're like combating wits this way, and I'm like, dude, no,
let him
stop.
slay,
it's
dude.
cringe.
Come on,
it's so cringe. And then we go to fucking Mooly and Ghoulie or whatever the hell their names are.
Oh, spaghetti
and they're
meatball.
Tibble and Tibble.
Yeah. And they're also like rowing over to Isla Cruces because they're part of the crew or whatever. I really lost their plot line as we got here, I'm going to be honest. And so they're there and they're arguing about the Kraken and how it's pronounced. Is it the Kraken? Is it the Kraken? We're not Scandinavian. Who cares?
Holy bro.
Kraken.
Little side note, during
my
the nonsense sexual tension, Jack's black spot on his hand opens up again, which I can only deduce means that he just knows where he is.
Yep. It seems as though the Big O just knows where he is now.
Yeah.
Also, interesting enough about the Kraken, really quick, is it is believed to be the etymology is derived from the crake, I believe is how it's pronounced, which is Norwegian, to be malformed or an overgrown tree, which was they used for like anchors and things. But then it didn't really become a big octopus monster until 1753. So, like Martin said earlier, really 1750s is when all of the superstitious stuff becomes put as a thing.
Yeah, something got into the air.
They started believing other tales. The rum got them.
Yeah, drinking a bit too much of the rum.
Oi, I saw the Davy
rum.
Jones. Erg, I saw the Kraken. Erg. I'm going to hell, my friend.
Yeah, and then they're hanging out, and the Mooly and Ghoulie are playing with a shovel. And he's like, I could join the circus, as he's balancing it on his hand or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, sure, cool.
Yeah, then they see the Flying Dutchman dive into the ocean. We gotta go.
We gotta go.
It's bad.
Yeah, Davy Jones explains he has to send his lackeys to go get the shit from Jack Sparrow because he doesn't want to waste his touching the land, or he can't.
Well, no,
He can't.
He already did, because when he instant transitioned onto the boat to talk to Jack Sparrow had the jar of dirt.
Oh, that's right.
So he used his bit.
Yep.
Is that? I feel like the jar of dirt isn't really that. I think Tia Dalma just gave him a jar of dirt to make him feel better.
Who could say?
Look, yeah, but also she's like the cool Bayou witch, so really anything could be at play here.
Yeah,
Emerald might just be right.
She sees it in the crabs.
Did see it in the crab.
They discover the whereabouts of the chest as Elizabeth is fiddling around with the compass that doesn't lead to anything.
It keeps pointing at Jack Sparrow because now it's apparently she wants Jack Sparrow to be
Yeah,
a
now
good
they
man
have
or
the-
whatever.
They have the sexual tension or whatever. It's, sure. It's really shoehorned in here in the final hour.
She'll know what you want.
You know?
Fish fillet.
But they dig it up. I got nothing for that, dog. I'm leaving you on the island with that one, dog.
It's okay. You're not allowed back for another 10 years.
The tribe has spoken. You must leave the island.
And then Will shows up after they've pulled out the dead man's chest.
Hello.
And just blows up Jack's entire spot. Like, yeah. How did I get on the Flying Dutchman? That was really weird, Jack. And Elizabeth puts two and two together that there's no way Will and Jack synced up, and then Will is not here, and there was no way Jack had anything to do with it. But of course, being the devious devil he is, Keira Knightley sells it pretty okayly. Like, oh, Jack, you fool. And then everybody starts pulling up their grips on each other. Because Will goes immediately to the chest to try and open it so he can destroy the heart and free his father. Jack pulls out his sword and says, I can't let you do that. I want the Kraken because I'm a pirate.
No, he says if Davy Jones is dead, who's going to call the Kraken off of him? That is his reasoning.
Oh. Yeah, but
And
the
then
Kraken
James
doesn't...
Norrington wants it because he can get back in good faith with the
Lord
Rubs.
Beckett.
Yeah, again, they spend 20 minutes on the goon plot, and then Will shows up and he says, yeah, I had sea turtles strapped to my feet. That's how I got here.
Yeah,
This movie is ass from a shit. Anyway, everybody starts fighting. Liz is just like, please stop. The gay pirates just see all this and they're like, well, they're all fighting. I'm just gonna take this.
Yeah.
Elizabeth fakes passing out to try to get them to stop, but nobody cares. She just starts throwing a tantrum, then goes after the gay pirates. And now the Barnacle Boys are here. And they also notice the chest has been taken. And now we get everyone fighting in the ruins, and we get the windmill sword fight.
Well, the
The water
historically
wheel.
acclaimed water wheel sword fight.
Yeah, the watermill, excuse me. They all fight on it, and it goes da 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 da. Yeah, he's a pirate. We go crazy.
At some point, Jack makes away with the key after falling off of the wheel, but then falls into a conveniently dug grave. Hee, I wonder what that means. And then gets sucked up by the wheel as it's rolling across the island.
Rolling.
I wish Fred Durst did the soundtrack.
And now we get a lot of fucking slapstick. for a while.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
Elizabeth
good fun.
meets the gay pirates, but she doesn't have a sword, so they pull up on her. But now the
Hell,
Barnacle
I'll bet.
Boys are here. And then they all run away, but the gay pirates are stupid and have one in each hand, and they run in, and then they hold the hand and hold the chest. But wait, there's a tree in the middle. The chest hit the tree.
Oh, no way.
The chest fall. Oh no.
Oh my!
And now the Barnacle Boys grab it, but the Barnacle Man with the chest, he head fall off. No.
What? No, it's because he got
Shout
Brett
out.
Favre'd by the coconut.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he head tried to get body come over, body can't see. Oh no, he don't have the head, and they drop the chest.
No, come
Jack
on,
runs
man.
up, unlocks it, grabs the heart, and just puts it in his pocket, then closes the chest and it auto locks. The gay pirates are still being chased by the Barnacle Boys, and now they have the empty chest. And
What?
Jack gets in a rowboat and pours his lucky dirt into it. And then the windmill that the other two idiots are fighting on rolls into the sea. And we get action and slapstick.
Yeah, I will say the fight with the gay pirates and Elizabeth versus the seamen, where they keep, because there's only 2 swords but 3 of them, they keep tossing the swords to each other to fight off the pirates. I thought that was cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it was a neat little action scene.
Yeah,
And then also, Jack put the heart in the jar of dirt, I guess, so that Davy Jones can't get it back.
yeah. But yeah, a shout out to the hermit crab, one Chinese man that Davy Jones has on his crew, getting his head knocked off by Big Coconut and then turning into a hermit crab.
He's probably like my 4th or 5th favorite Barnacle crewmate, the Chinese hermit crab guy.
And then, so we get back. Commodore Dipshit finds the rowboat that has everything on it, takes the letter of marque and the heart out of Jack Sparrow's Coomer dirt jar, and also the empty chest, runs back inland. Everyone else is just leaving. They surround Dipshit, but he's like, hey, here's your chest back, Barnacle Boys, and then he runs away. So, the Barnacle Boys have the chest, Jack has the key, and Commodore Dipshit has the heart.
No, the key was left in the chest.
Whatever, it doesn't fucking matter, who cares? So, it's all, listen, this is very poorly explained until the end of it. It doesn't make sense. It really doesn't. It's so convoluted.
Yeah, just like
they had to
everything
play
at the
around
time.
with it, because for the next 20 minutes, everybody has to assume that everything is where it was when Jack last saw it.
And this whole sequence takes like half an hour.
Oh, at least.
It's so long.
It's fine. Everybody's back on the Black Pearl.
Hooray!
Everyone but Commodore Dipshit is back on the Pearl.
Yeah, well, he ran away. It's fine.
He stayed behind. He stayed behind.
And the crustaceous crew didn't go chase him. That's very important.
Well, yeah, they got the
Well, they
chest.
don't
That's,
need to.
that's all they were told to do.
True. Jack has a jar of dirt and he falls over.
he fell down quite a
Oh,
bit, but he saved the dirt.
it's my dirt.
David Jones has come to negotiate because he's a slimy git. I don't know if that's a slur, but it's what Johnny Depp said. I hope it's not. It's probably not.
No, it's just a bruv swear.
Yeah, we're here now.
All right. That's fine. The Dutchman has barnacle cannons.
Oh,
Yeah,
he's got Gatling cannons on the Dutchman. That's nuts. That's really cool for no reason.
Front of the ship and they're chasing, but their aim sucks real bad.
Yeah.
And then we get a very stupid lore dump where we find out that the advantage of the Flying Dutchman is it's faster going into the wind than any other ship. But if the Pearl has the wind, they're faster.
Yes.
Yep.
So then they just send the Kraken at him, and that makes the boat stop, which lurches, and then Jack Sparrow's cum jar falls off the railing and smashes, and he's like, oh no, I don't have the heart.
Oh no, the heart is missing actually.
He goes to get the heart and sifts through his dirt and realizes
Kevin Hart is missing.
It's not here. The heart is not here.
His heart and his Ray figurine are no longer in this jar.
No.
and now the Kraken's here. And
Kraken's here.
does anyone feel like explain it more? Can I just say they fight it? It's whatever.
It becomes a plot because Will has seen the Kraken multiple times at this point, has devised a plot where they need to injure its tentacles. So Gibbs and the rest of the crew are instructed by Will to put all the black powder and then the rum. No! The second movie in a row where they need to destroy all the rum. Oh my goodness. But they swaddle it all up and get it above the deck. And as the tentacles make its way conveniently to that specific point, Will just happens to be stuck on the boat, and Elizabeth doesn't want to shoot it because then he'd explode next to the barrels. And then she looks over the edge, and Jack Sparrow's sailing away from the Black Pearl on a little dinghy. Awesome.
Yeah.
And we get a little more destroyed by the Kraken. That we're worrying about what's going to happen. And then the gun gets knocked up the deck, and Elizabeth goes to get it. And then Jack Sparrow picks it up. He's back.
Ooh, hero shot of Jack Sparrow with the sun in his back.
Yeah.
He is him. Look at him go.
He is that guy. He picks up the gun. Will has freed himself with his father's barnacle knife. He takes the shot. Kabam! The tentacles are just ruined. It actually looked kind of disgusting. Blasted the hell out of this dumb fucking octopus.
Pieces on the ship.
Bro, Jack is him in this moment, singularly.
They've secured time while the Kraken is reeling to heal magically. And they theorize that the Kraken is after the Black Pearl, and Jack instructs everybody to get off the boat and leave.
Yep.
He looks around the deck of the Black Pearl longingly, as this might be the last time he'll see his beloved ship. And Elizabeth comes back to speak with Jack.
Hey, Jack.
And gives him a big smooch while Will is looking. And he's just like, oh, man. And he gets down because Fat Gibbs is like climbing down below, like above him. And Elizabeth continues to mac on Captain Sparrow until she finally manacles him to the mast of the ship to secure him staying here, because she correctly deduces that Davy Jones doesn't care about the ship. He cares about Jack. So now he's stuck here. And they make their escape.
Hooray!
And she tells the rest of the crew on the dinghy that he chose to stay with the ship heroically. And she seems haunted by some kind of guilt by it for some reason, even though Jack's a piece of shit.
Oh, yeah.
Jack then frees himself by loosening his hand out of the manacle with lantern oil. But it's fine, because then the Kraken shows up and its big maw just roars at him. But even though this is the death of him, we still have to get some slapstick out.
For the fifth time, and you don't have to do this podcast network history, we have another cum shot scene, and I'm just... What do I do? What do I do with this channel at this point? Everything I watch has cum shots in it now. I might as well just review, what's his name? Fucking Mr. Black, Gregory Dark. His fucking filmography at this point.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God.
I'm seeing evil.
Editor Ty, throw up sperm in the V-mask.
No way.
Holy shit.
Whoa.
Oh my god, we're gonna be a doctor or an astronaut. Dog, we're inside the Kraken, dog.
No way.
We're in the muffler of the Black Pearl, dog.
The muffler?
Yeah.
Hey, wait a minute! Everyone yell at him! Everyone yell at him!
Sometimes the sperm swimming meme is like, oh yeah, we're gonna be a doctor, we're gonna do this, that, or the other.
The muffler.
Thing. And sometimes the sperm is going into the muffler of a car.
You son of a bitch! You did not mean that.
No, he
I
did.
didn't mean that.
I'm
because
killing
I
him.
told you my reference point for making the joke.
No, I know.
'Cause
Yeah,
Jack fucks his car, which is the Black Pearl.
yeah. No, Joe. I know what Joe's referring to with this one. So, yeah, the Kraken comes and it comes all over Jack Sparrow actually because
But it had his hat.
It wasn't that
Yeah,
bad.
and his hat came out. His hat to barf
Wow.
on him.
Wow.
Wow.
He braves the impeding doom of himself and jumps into the maw of the Kraken to defeat it.
Yeah, Jack really is him in this moment.
And then we see the Black Pearl fall below the water line. It is gone.
Goodbye.
It is over.
Uh-oh.
Little quick cut back to the Flying Dutchman as everybody has recovered the chest, and Davy Jones must see it and realizes that his heart is in fact not in here, and
Damn
he
it!
curses Jack Sparrow.
W. Jack Sparrow.
And you're thinking,
We-
damn, that sucks. The movie must be over at this point because now we can go into the next one. But we still got another 20
No.
minutes. And Martin tries to kill himself. We try to get rid of his knife. Dog, it's okay. It'll
Put
be
the barnacle
okay.
knife down, son.
Put the barnacle dagger down, dude.
Yeah, because not only do we then just cut to whatever else people are doing, no, we cut to the East India Trading Company headquarters.
When will it end?
Woohoo! Yeah,
Woohoo.
British G-Man is here and delivers the letter of marque, which was meant for Jack, but has indeed been filled out with the name Norrington. He is here in the back and drops a wet sack onto Beckett's desk
My.
and is here to
Pulsates.
reclaim his honor with his wet sack.
The pulsating wet sack.
Oh my.
He has in fact delivered the heart of Davy Jones to the East India Company.
Whoa. Wow.
And then we go back to the swamp, and everybody has candles as the dinghy is floating onto Teodalma's hut.
It's the ghost boat. It flies.
The plane of the sea, really.
Teodalma
be
offers
careful.
everybody a drink. I assume it's some sort of stiff liquor.
Probably.
Yep. Against the cold and the sorrow.
Yeah.
Look, the only thing you're drinking in grief is a beer. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying.
Perhaps a malt. She comforts everybody in their own way. She comforts Elizabeth to sort of live with her grief. She comforts Will and believes in him and his plight to free his father. And delivers drinks to the rest of the former crew. Everybody cheers the good Captain Jack Sparrow.
Yeah, including the two gay pirates who have tried to kill him on multiple occasions.
Yeah,
Well, everyone does except for Will. He just kind of, you know.
everyone has words to say except for William Turner. Yes,
Yes.
who has stolen his bitch. It's real tough, but he doesn't know. He doesn't know the reasonings of which. So
Yeah.
he's just kind of moody and pouty.
Wait.
Also, his dad is on the Ghost Barnacle ship. So
Yeah, you know, it's been a real bad 3 days for Will Turner, so we can't really blame him. It's been fucked.
Yeah.
So Will Turner is Martin, the audience member, who has to endure the unbearable weight of this movie.
True.
And then to just ham-fistedly set up the next thing. They're like, "Well, is there anything that can be done to bring him back?" Theodon was like, "Would you do it? What would you? Would any of you be willing to do? Would you sail to the ends of the earth and beyond? Fetch back Witty Jack?"
No.
And everyone says, "I." And then the movie ends.
Well, you need a captain who has
Oh,
sailed
you're right.
the haunted shores and those waters. As from the stairs comes Captain Barbosa, who was killed in the previous movie.
They
Yeah, he was the boots. He was the boots.
Hector
He was the
Barbosa is the goat.
Marvel saw this and said, "Oh, we can do this. Oh, we got this."
Yeah, this was the real like the oncoming of the fucking sequel slop.
Yeah.
If it wasn't this movie already, which is just a transition to the next one, it is definitely this, where Captain Hector Barbosa and his undead monkey.
As we end this long tale, I have a personal thing about this movie. I've never seen this before. It's kind of crazy because I saw the first one when I was really young. I got scared by the skeletons, and then for whatever reason, my high school like intro to electronics decided to play the whole third movie. So, and then I saw the fourth one in theaters, and I never saw the fifth one. So I'd never seen this movie. So I'd never really cared enough to watch the second one because I didn't really care about it. I didn't really care about pirates. And so yeah, I saw the third one second. And so I'm just like waiting for Barbosa to be like there, and he's just not. And I'm like, oh yeah, he died in the first one. How did he get back?
No,
and he shows up at the end like a Marvel character.
So after going through this movie for like, I don't know, it's basically gonna clock in at probably, maybe 2.5. I don't know how much we got cut out of the beginning.
Yeah.
I hope to God it's just like 2.5. Do you guys still like this movie?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought it was good.
Automatically.
Fucking crazy.
Watching the first one really helped it because now I understand the characters and care about it. If I would have jumped into the second one, I feel like I would have just felt the same way as you.
Well, like
back to back.
I enjoy it because I'm the least intelligent in this podcast now.
Come on.
So I just sit and watch movie, haha, funny antics and cool fights. I don't go deeper into the dichotomies of the whatevers. I don't deal with that. I'm just dumb.
Hey, come on, man.
Like I said earlier, the highs are high and the lows are real low.
Yeah.
But the highs make up for it because you get shots like you get the wheel fight, you get Davy Jones busting it stupid style on his organ and appearing through looking glasses in front of guys. You get like Jerry Bruckheimer put his fucking nuts and dick on this movie.
Yeah.
Producing the hell out of it. He said, Tim Burton, I need you, dog.
This was peak for all of these actors.
Yeah, definitely. Another little like personal thing. Me and my wife have been doing like Disney ratings for like since COVID. So we've been going through like every Disney movie that we can go through. And then she dreaded. I was like, we got to watch Pirates. If we could do towards our rating. She's like, oh, no. Because of how long these are. And she did end up giving this one a 5 out of 10. So I didn't tell her any ratings beforehand. So she gave it half. Just like I feel like everyone kind of, it has really good points. She goes, it was kind of funny. It was kind of funny at some parts.
Yeah, that's a 1 out of 2. That's one thumbs up.
Yeah, so I feel like if this movie, as Martin said, was cut out all the bullshit, it would have been really good.
Oh, dude, when they come out with Pirates of the Caribbean Kai, they're gonna get you back in.
But
all the fluff.
As Dave was talking about earlier, I love the like exploration of the extra stuff because then it feels like we're learning about characters' stupid bullshit. So now we connect on a better level.
Yeah, like
I wish we would have saw the fucking sea turtle scene though. That was bullshit.
He was joking. William Turner was making.
He was not joking because then Jack goes, "Wait a minute, I did teach you that." I wish I would have saw it
because it's a joke.
No, I would. No, it's not.
William
it's real.
Turner in the first one's like, "How do you get around everywhere?" He's like, "Oh, sea turtles."
Yeah,
no, it's real.
Escape that island his crew left him on.
Listen,
sea turtles.
You say it's real or it's fake, but like, come on.
You say it's real.
I say it's real. I say it's real.
He was making a cheeky. He was cheeky. He was being cheeky.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think he was being honest because Jack's the most honest guy.
I wouldn't put it past him. I'm sure he did use the sea turtles.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. But yeah, I thought this movie was fantastic for what it was, but way too long. And yeah.
Yeah, I can see that.
Could you imagine?
I do want to go through the other one.
Super cut of watching the whole franchise in one go.
I feel like it'd be a lot better. I mean, like as I said, I watched 1 and 2 together, and I felt like I I'm like, man, I want to watch 3 right after. And then my wife goes,
Yeah.
you never want to binge watch movies. Like,
Yeah, but you're in it.
I was in it. I really wanted to watch it.
Yeah, just something about these movies. I
sucked
like
in.
them. I think because they do a bunch of expository nonsense and then just go, yeah, but also the rule of cool is here. And you're like, all right, sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was Danny DeVito saying, I finally get it.
But you can't get cool when everything is buried under an hour and a half of shit that does not matter and never will matter. This movie did not need to be 2.5 hours long, and you could have done a better job of shoehorning in your bullshit. There are 7 scenes that could have just not been in here, and it would have been better and more comprehensible. There
Fair
are
enough.
19 plot lines going on, and then they also have the gooners on the dress. They just don't need to be there.
Yeah, that felt very, like, TV show-esque. Like, where we have to get, like, the episode where Jack is getting killed by cannibals.
They
Oops.
don't need. They didn't even
No,
need to like pad this movie. There's an hour. There's a feature length runtime here. A solid 80 to 90 minutes that would have been fine. I don't understand why it got so long. And the third one is even longer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's 1,000 more plot lines in that one.
Yes, because
Good, yeah.
everything I thought... Yeah, because, like, again, I watched the third one, and I'm like, yeah, how does the sand work? Where does he get the eyes? Like the multiple eye shit. I'm like, where is... And then as you said, spoiler, Calypso. I'm like, yeah, wasn't she that? Okay. Like, this I'm like, what is happening here? I went out of order.
Don't do that.
Hey,
Well,
you know,
see,
it's
that's on you, dog. What do you want me to say?
Did we?
But we can honestly say that the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise definitely had a large cultural impact when
Absolutely.
it became, because like I don't think we would have gotten the best Assassin's Creed video game of all time, Black Flag, if it weren't for the Pirates of the Caribbean movies.
Yeah, because going back to our earlier part, we can go quickly. It was the movie Cutthroat Island that really killed big budget pirate movies till Pirates of the Caribbean, Black
I
Pearl.
completely forgot about that until you posted that.
Yep. Yeah,
Yeah.
They were like, no, we do not want to care about pirates. Nobody buys into this. And then the second movie was like, LMAO, money, money, money.
Money, money, money.
Money.
Oh, and like also Halloween, boom, Captain Jack Sparrow, Captain Barbossa.
Holy shit.
You don't have to be just generic pirate for Halloween. You can actually like actual cool costume.
Hold on. Not only is Cutthroat Island like really like not bad as a movie, it probably is just fine, but it had a $92 to $115 million budget and only brought in $16 million back. It is the Guinness World Records as the biggest box office bomb of all time.
Jeez.
Wait, what is?
Cutthroat Island. It made $16
I
million
knew
back.
it was bad, but I didn't know it was an all-timer. Oh my god.
It's an all-time stinker.
That is so bad. It's like the Oogie Loves.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Oogie Loves, man. $20 million budget, $1 million back.
More like
Crazy.
Dead Man's Breast. Am I right?
We sucking, dude.
I threw up.
I threw up.
I like this review. I watched the last hour of this movie after having never seen any of this franchise before. The things I do for this girl, I swear. And Martin curated a bunch of awesome reviews that I think he made all of them.
The Dutch audience awarded it with the TV Krant Film Poster Award of 2006. Why did 17 people thumbs that down?
Look, in light of recent events, this movie is Garbo. No, I won't elaborate.
February 2024. What the fuck happened?
Did we talk about
In
Hotel
light of
Transylvania
recent
when I died?
events, what happened? Yeah.
LOL, I counted
Listen,
it. Cracked only had
yeah,
none
this one-
tentacles.
This one was written by me. Half star. Watch this in parts at the station between calls and it's dog shit fluff for babies. True and real. Worst part of my day, and my day included a patient who pissed all over my stretcher.
So,
Damn, that's
Dave,
crazy.
since after
Yeah.
we get the redacted movie, because we're not going to spoil what we're going to talk about next, do we go into the Asylum version of this movie? I don't know if my did Discord catch that?
No.
Okay.
said
Do
it
we?
was going into the
Do we?
asylum.
Yeah. Do we go into the asylum version of this movie? You know, like the movie company that would make money off old people that go, hey, this movie is the blockbuster movie you're looking for. Please. It's Pirates of Treasure Island. Editor Ty, throw that up.
Oh,
There it is.
Listener, our next review is going to be 8 hours and completely
Absolutely.
unlistenable because like everybody's gonna want to be on it.
Oh, which movie?
Redacted. We'll tell you
Yeah,
after.
the next redacted movie. Wolverine.
I'll DM you real quick, Emerald. That one would be what's up next on our docket.
Ah, yes. The movie of all time.
Yeah.
Oh,
The one
yeah.
that will get us pulled from YouTube and TikTok and whatever.
And put us on the FBI watch list.
and this is
Yeah.
the first movie we've had with an Oscar-winning performance. We got the best achievement in
Wow.
visual effects.
Wow.
It beat out another movie that we'll talk about one day, Poseidon and Superman Returns.
Disney's Planes?
Disney's Planes in 2006? No way.
Kerchow?
Nuh-uh.
Same universe.
Any other final thoughts?
YARR.
Yeah, Yargararger.
Yar.
YARR.
Yar.
We'll see you next time when Martin and Dave split off and have their feud.